everyone, this is Lights Camera Initiative. I'm your illustrious Dungeon Master, Mario Vilas, and these are my friends. We are going to be playing through episode really high number. I'm forgetting at this point. That's why I need an off-camera producer to shout answers at me when I don't know what I'm talking about.
You need a teleprompter.
Or a teleprompter.
Episode 2 with Thay.
It is the second episode of Dead and Thay, specifically, however. And last time our group prepared in a town, the town nearest White Plume Mountain, for their next big adventure when they were mystically whisked away at the last moment to some sort of magic gatehouse of some kind. And they were told by the Red Wizard Serana that they would be instrumental in helping them upend Saz-Tam's horrible death grip upon the Thayan army and society, really. And that's where we left off and are going to pick up. Last time she had asked, if I remember specifically, what say you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. We didn't make a decision last time, right?
He's making a decision right now.
Anything for a pretty lass.
She nods at the group of you saying this, taking your compliment in stride as she continues. Good. I have the power to place you within the Doom Vault. I can grant you one glyph key and the room it is attuned to. You will be teleported there. Once you are inside, you will need to cause as much damage to the areas as possible and figure out a way into the phylactery vault. I know it has something to do with the gates that allow transposition between one part of the Doom Vault and another, but only the liches know more. You can find out information from the denizens inside, however. Either by force or guile, the choice is yours. Additionally, my forces will be doing their best to make sure that no one escapes and that no message is received outside of the Doom Vault. So even if some people escape your wrath, it will not mean the bringing of the Thayan army here. That does not mean that you should be careless, however. The more of a ruckus you make, the more the base will be on alert. And the longer you take, the more time they will have to marshal their forces and send people after you. Do you understand?
Yes.
There are people in these vaults?
Yes, the Doom Vault is not just a dungeon. It's a living laboratory for the Red Wizards. It sits upon the Phylactery Vault, where Saz-Tam keeps the phylacteries of all of his underlings in order to keep them in line. All the ones who've been turned into liches like him.
Are we to destroy them?
Yes.
It's a vault full of liches.
No, it is a vault full of Thayans. The Red Wizards of Thay, like myself, are powerful spellcasters. We have many resources inside. Saz-Tam wants to take over, and the other high leaders of Thay want to take over the rest of the world, and to that end they have been raising armies within the Doom Vault. There are foul experiments and manipulations of creatures, growings of oozes and creations of golems, the taming of wild beasts for war, and the training of soldiers.
How big is this place?
The Doom Vault is massive, and it is not able to be reached so easily. It's connected by a number of two different types of gates, white gates and black gates. White gates and black gates are activated by the use of gate stones. Gate stones are able to have sort of locks on them or think of them as keys that take you from one area to the other. Glyphs can be traded between these glyph stones to allow you to go to different places, or you can just take the glyph keys themselves as well. Many people inside have them, although they will only be tied to certain areas and places. You will need to find the important people within the vault who have the ability to get to other places within the Doom Vault. And I believe there is some sort of disruption that can be done with the gates that will allow you to reach the Phylactery Vault, although I do not know the specifics. Only his higher-ups will know. That is what you need to find out, while doing as much damage to their operation as possible.
Are you here somewhere?
Yes, I am keeping, as I said, I am keeping making sure all messages and all people who attempt to escape do not. I hold the gatehouse, the only actual physical entrance in and out of here. Teleportation will not work inside, between the walls. She says, short-range teleportation, not through walls, will work. But if you attempt to teleport from one section of the Doom Vault to another, or teleport out of here, it will fail. This works to our advantage. No wizard can merely cast a teleportation circle out of here. They have to go through me and my forces. And we will not let that happen.
Makes sense.
But you must have haste. We cannot hold them off forever. And the longer you wait, as I said, the more they will attempt to hunt you down. Do you have any other questions?
Where are we to start?
None that matter.
That is up to you. I can offer you one gate stone.
So as quickly, as quietly as possible, we do.
Well, you can be
whatever
quiet or
amount-
loud, but if you're loud, just know people are going to come after
Like I said, as possible.
Okay.
Blue stealth.
As quickly, as quietly as possible while dealing as much damage to everything.
We don't want to start getting
Metal Gear
5
Solid.
stars right out the gate.
Okay.
It's Metal Gear Solid. You can go in shooting everyone. That's perfectly fine. Anyway, you have a choice to a gate stone from one of 7 locations. The Abyssal Prisons, the Blood Pens, the Predator Pools, the Golem Laboratories, the Ooze Grottos, the Forest of Slaughter, and the Far Realm Crysts. Oh, and the Master's Domain. Sorry. The only place that they cannot send you is a place that they suspect is where the real high-ups are, called the Temples of Extraction. But they have no gatekeep for that. You're going to need to find one if you want to get to the Temples of Extraction. And then, of course, there's a Phylactery Vault, but that's on like a whole sub-level, which is going to be even harder to get into.
We could start at the Master's
I think it's called the Master's Domain.
Master's Domain. Since we're fresh and we have everything, we could try hitting it first, or we could try going through the dungeon, see if we can find anything that'll help us.
Which one do you think would be most likely to have a key to
Further.
wherever those higher ups you spoke of would be?
The Temples of Extraction?
Yes.
Well, there are higher-ups scattered throughout the Doom Vault, overseeing certain experiments in the... she doesn't say how, she says overseeing experiments throughout the Doom Vault.
But the strongest would be in that place you spoke of. Correct? And granted, will be like
I would say
squinting,
the...
looking for treachery.
I guard the gate. I have not spent a large amount of time inside. I know the Abyssal Prison is a prison used to guard demons. I would imagine there would be someone of importance there, since the job is so important. But I assure you there are important people everywhere. I'm sorry I cannot be more assistance in this. Or I cannot offer more assistance in this.
Out of character and willing to
Additionally,
believe her.
what Squig said about the Master's Domain could also be correct as well.
Out of character, willing to believe her. In character, I
Roll
will
insight.
if
No,
necessary.
you can roll insight. That's
Like,
fine.
in character, I'm looking for any kind of sugar coating.
Right.
In character, I'm also suspicious for reasons. Out of character, but she's telling the truth. 5.
If there's any deception, you can't sense it. So, what is your decision? And out of character, what do you guys want to go to? I mean, we can call it to a vote, or you guys can talk about it a little more if you want. I can relist the locations if you like. All right. Abyssal prisons, abyssal prisons,
Soul prison,
blood pens,
Master's
domain,
domain,
the golem laboratories,
Golden Lab,
predator pools. Predatory pools, very different.
Predatory pools.
No, predator pools.
Predator.
The ooze grottos,
Use Grottos.
the forests of slaughter, and the far realm crysts.
Far
I love
Realm
how every
Crest.
time I say forests of slaughter, you're just like, yeah.
Chris. So,
So
Grotto,
I
Far
would
Realm
guess.
Crest, and what was the one in between?
Forest of slaughter.
Forest of Slaughter. Alright. Well,
And then there's also the temples of extraction, but she can't send you there. You're gonna have to figure out another way to get there.
So does she have information on all of the areas that she mentioned?
She doesn't have very much information at all, unfortunately. She just guards the gatehouse.
okay.
They like to keep information. If you ask her, she says Sastan likes to keep information separate, except for him and his higher ups.
Each section's designated with knowing their information.
Basically.
I saw a joke about it online. This would be a good adventure for that because you're skulking and basing and whatever.
Alright. Well,
Can't remember if it was any good though.
Okay.
does anybody have any preference for anything that we're taking? This sounds really cool to them. Holy shit. Goddamn.
The golem place, the masters,
I'd say Master's Domain or Forest of Slaughter.
or the abyssal place, prison.
Let's
The
say
Master's Domain is where I wish to start.
Master's domain?
Out of character, both that and the Infernal place sound pretty cool. But in character.
So I have one for the Master's Domain. Let's just say you have to pick one just to make it easier. So Master's Domain. Okay.
I think everyone's gonna say masters. So masters.
So 2 for Master's Domain.
Better not come back later and say you
It'd
wanna
be
go somewhere
weird if I
else.
didn't go for it when I suggested it.
Okay, well, they're technically 3 for Master's Domain, but that was one of the ones you said you were okay with going. So it sounds like more or less it is unanimous that you are going to start at the Master's Domain.
So I swapped out catnap for spell magic. Because fuck catnap, now that I actually understand
Yeah,
it.
it's. I could see very specific campaigns where it's good. Otherwise,
It's just, I'm just not so sure about.
if it was second level, sure.
Oh yeah! Yeah, probably would have used that a little bit more often.
I was like, it's like Halsey conditioning about the whole thing. Okay. Move that up here. I spent hours preparing this shit.
You know, most people.
Well, yeah,
hear
considering
it.
it sounds like you can start from anywhere at basically
Almost
any
anywhere.
time.
So yeah, I had to do a.
Well,
What a
you know,
crap.
I'm sure most people, when they would hear the names of these rooms, would think, you know, foreboding doom and death. But I
There
hear
are like 3 rooms that are like
I far realm crysts. When I read that, I was like, that and predator pools were the 2 that I was like, fuck yes.
I hear.
Those sound dope.
Would Chris actually require a roll to know what the fuck that is?
I hear nothing but
Or is that-
potential experience.
I hear nothing but the experience points I will gain.
Or death.
Or death.
eh,
You die by the experience.
we're typically pretty good.
Well,
Okay, I mean, that's
in
also-
every literal term there is.
That's also kind of the life of an adventure. Go on an adventure. Do you live? Cool. Do you die? Happens.
Yeah.
Live or you die.
I live, I die, I live again.
Remember, no one's ever really gone.
Before we do go,
Yeah.
Yeah. I will pull out the 3 of the figures that I was working on with Tinker's Tools. Carac, Grenna, and Asura. And use Tiny Servants before we actually teleport.
You cast Tiny Servants. Before you leave, as the crystal is appearing, she says, a couple more things before you go. Taruvar is a lich who originally controlled the Doom Vault. He had it created as a sort of dungeon he would use to lure adventurers here and eat their souls to fuel his phylactery. Once he grew weak enough, when people stopped attempting to defeat the Doom Vault, Sastam moved in, humiliated him, and turned it into his magical research station. It is said that he still exists here, and although he has been defeated recently, he might have already reformed. He's very dangerous. I don't know where he is, but there will be a lich in there who might move against you.
A shattered fool does not interest me.
Additionally, 2 adventurers have been taken hostage within, Shalindra Flotion and Kelson Darktreader. If you can find and rescue them, they will be of great help to you.
Cool.
NPC allies.
We won't need it, I assure you.
Taking experience.
Or at least I will not.
But helping people
It's a tear.
doesn't sound like that bad of an idea if they're here being experimented on.
If we come across them, we come across them. I'm saying we don't need them. Or at least I wouldn't. Out of character. Neat. Maybe a little embarrassing.
Okay, here we go. That's fine. Just need to figure out exactly where. So, as you grab the crystal, the group of you, like a light starts to warp. Yeah,
I'll say, how that crystal go?
you know I'm an illusion, right?
No, she's
She shakes her head and you disappear. Fucking thirsty, Jesus. Okay, so
She's asking us to potentially die. She can't. Little request.
she's an illusion.
So harsh. Harsh man.
You say illusion.
You're being very similar. Alright, so the group of you appear, teleporting into a chamber. Glowing crystals set into the walls and floors light a rough stone cavern. To the south is a black gate. Let me go into the specifics of the black gate. A 10-foot diameter circle of runes and black onyx fragments is set into the floor. It exudes wisps of shadowy energy that looks like curling black smoke. Every time I refer to a black gate, I should note that's what I'm referring to. I'm not going to describe it every time.
Oh,
But just know, every time I refer to a black gate, it's like a magic circle of dark onyx with like wispy shadows coming out of it.
okay.
And those are the things that are used to teleport from zone to zone. And the glyph key you have, and someone might want to write this down, is attuned to the master's domain, black gate. So, as you teleport, you look around, you see this black gate, you turn back around the other way. You see at the far end of this room is a woman wearing like chainmail armor covered in red kind of flowing robes, kind of like Serrano was wearing, but different. Hers were like actual robes. This is more like a weird long mantle cape over chainmail armor. Additionally, her head is bald, although that was true with Serrana. And she has runes all over her head, like carved into, or some painted, some look almost carved into the top of her skin that glow, like Serrana does. Additionally, she's very pale. Again, like Serrana was. You think the Red Wizards have like a theme? She carries on her a long blade. She is currently in the middle of talking to, it looks like, about 5.5 foot tall, like dogged hyena men holding flails and spears, covered in nasty like leather and furs, who are currently like snapping and yipping their jaws. And she's talking to a group of 5 of them, and next to them are a group of 5 6 foot tall, green skinned, tusked orcs holding spears. Upon you teleporting in, she turns, she sees you, and she shouts, "Intruders! Get them!" And she draws her blade, and I'm going to need initiative. Now, how I'm going to do initiative is a little different. Hopefully it'll speed... Where's my... It'll definitely speed it up if I can find where my thing is at.
Which is the thing?
Oh. I need that. So, what I'm going to do is you're all going to roll initiative, and then I'm going to ask for initiative in like groups, and you're just going to hold a hand up and say I if you are in that group. And I'm going to start with 20 to 25.
Huh.
If you got higher than 25, if you're one of the rare characters that can, just include yourself in the 25.
I'm just making sure ring of protection does not add to initiative.
And then when I call on you, you're going to tell me the exact number. Ring of protection does not add to initiative.
Okay.
It adds to armor class and saves.
Okay.
So, 25 to 20. What'd you got?
21.
21?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 21. All right.
Roll fucking 20.
Okay. 19 to 15? Anyone? Okay. 10 to 5?
Wait.
Or wait, sorry. I said 20 to 15, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. This is the
19.
first time I'm doing it. 19 to 15?
What's the last one? Yeah.
Okay, so then it'd be 14 to 10?
Yeah.
14 to 10. What'd you get?
14.
13.
Okay.
That would be cool if you did like 10.
Super. I was thinking 10.
Okay, 10 to 5? Or 9 to 5? What'd you get?
8.
8?
I will never roll that long. Just made my roll good initiative.
Did you roll with advantage for one?
Yep.
Or sorry, wave. Sure. Okay.
You give everybody else their shot and then you embarrass them.
That last work. All right. And yeah, just so you know, that's how we're doing initiative from now on. So, Thoradin is first. Definitely not going to need those. Sit, help me out here. While I'm setting this up, feel free to take your first action. Don't move it back yet, there's still some back there. What?
Take our first action.
Thoradin takes first action. He goes first.
I heard our. I was like,
How many enemies are there?
How many enemies are there? 11. 5 gnolls, 5 orcs, and a Thayan warrior, looks like. Tried to pick it up.
And
My hands failed.
no, I want to give like the cube line. Cube. Radius.
Let's find out. Yeah, they were all standing pretty close together. Why are you asking to fireball them? You totally can.
Radius. I'll do that.
Okay. So roll 8d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And what's your spell save difficulty?
Yes.
17. All right. One orc and the main, the Thay warriors saved. The rest of them, however, did not intake full damage, which is, the European version of damage. 27 damage? Okay. You finish your spell. You form a ball of flame in your hands and you fire forward. One orc dives to the ground and is horribly burned. And you said you did 27 damage?
Yeah.
Barely hanging on as his face and body are covered in second-degree burns. The rest of the orcs and all the gnolls are so dead. You just explode them in a flash of fire.
Just 24 damage.
27 damage? Yeah!
Because gnolls don't have a lot.
Orcs have 15 health, gnolls have 22. So your fireball, she also hits the ground and is singed, but more or less okay. Give him fucking 9 starbursts.
Good start.
He's gonna have diabetes, man. Shit.
Yep. Most definitely.
Okay, so like a million of them don't go anymore. Which means it's Grenna's turn.
I was saying here, do we want the information to the group?
Keep her alive.
She probably knows something. She was like, no. She probably knows something.
Smart. Seems such a good idea.
Then let us hope she can hang on.
Okay.
I'm not sure where I am in the room, but if
You're close enough.
I will aggress
Sorry.
and attack
Things like that.
as hard as I can.
Everyone knows that since I did fireball, that makes a loud noise, right?
Yes. But you don't think like noise is what's gonna set him off.
My first attack is a 20.
I mean, if I use Thunder Wave,
20 hits.
probably a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Since it has the effect,
some-
audible up to 300 something away.
Yeah, but not necessarily through walls. Let alone naturally protected walls. You think you're gonna have to do something? It's gonna be more than just fighting. It's gonna draw people's attention.
My other hit was a 23.
What about you? For some reason, I thought you guys were level 11. I was like, what about your third?
I'm waiting for it, trust me. Every time it's like, oh, get a little bonus. But it's not another attack. It's not helpful. I mean, it literally is, but give me the thing.
Reload 1.
That's true.
How would you shut up?
Just trying to help.
That's 24 damage on the first attack.
Okay. You swing into her for 24. She attempts to bring up her shield. She's wielding a long sword and shield. She attempts to bring it up, but with Black Razor in your hands, that I will note, as you draw him, you hear a raspy breath in your ears. With no words, as you slash into him. And what is your second attack?
Second attack is 28.
And with that second attack, you cut her head off. Falls.
I was actually willing to spare her for the group.
Oh.
I said it implying that I was going to kill her anyway, and then thought in my head, but I'm going to make sure to describe that I will reluctantly spare her without taking the extra step of actually informing you.
Well, you slash into her. She falls to the ground, almost dead. As you do, you hear a voice in your head go, "Why?"
She's not worth it. Only that'll be out loud.
It is now Squig's turn. There is one near-death orc.
Yeah! Just have the tiny servers
Roll
start
3 attack rolls.
beating on him. Yeah.
It's D20 plus 5.
Yes. It's batch. Asura Junior guy 16.
That hits.
I said Carac for the first one, right? Yeah. 19. And little grab Griffin.
Okay, well, the Carac and the Asura rip the orc 2 pieces. It had 2 health. Ripping at its burned flesh.
The Carac has a little miniature of his sword and Asura of his sword. But Brenna has her, old axe, I suppose.
They swing with their little tiny toy soldiers as weapons. And the last of the enemies is defeated.
As Grayla Jr. fails, I'm going to specifically shoot. You will look.
Now, where did those come from?
I made them. We've been hanging around long enough. I can actually easily make faces of everyone.
I don't care if it sounds like a fun thing.
Okay. I shall call him.
Nice. So, the enemy is defeated. What do you do with your prisoner?
Interrogation.
Okay.
You
wake him up.
If she looks like she's dying, I can cast
no,
Spare the
she's fine. She's not
Okay.
I don't have any points in intimidation, but I do.
I am not very intimidating.
I just do add 3.
Life skills are an indicator. I am not very intimidating, but you know.
I am not.
My Christmas cereal,
Somebody's
but I
got
got
to
one.
Do you add anything to intimidation?
That's what I just said. According to my skills, no, not really. I mean, it's a charisma thing. I lied. I actually have points into it, but like it's neither here nor there. Somebody's got to do it.
I only add 3.
I had 1 in intimidation because of looks.
Oh yeah.
Well,
You don't necessarily have to use intimidation. I just want to know how you're approaching it.
Somebody could do.
What question do we want to ask?
What son does she have? Because
So
who's in charge?
If we use it, we don't know where we'd be going.
Mm-hmm. We could ask if she has a stone and where it goes, and who's in charge of this sector.
You going to? Okay.
We have no need of that first question. I'm going to search her.
She has a normal healing potion upon her.
No
When
key.
you search her, she also has. I'm getting to that.
Sorry.
She also has upon her a glyph key attuned to this zone, meaning that it can be used to operate the white portals to the other rooms.
And the
Oh,
white
shit.
portals are like adjacent rooms
Right
to
now.
this sector.
Forget it.
And then the white doors are basically like doors, but to just like adjacent sectors.
So
Is how it was
the
explained?
black gates get you to the different like sectors, the different named sectors. The white portals are used to get you to different rooms within the same sector. Most of these places don't have doors. They have little gates you use to get yourself to the next rooms.
Okay, so she has
So
a
that they
white
can
one.
control where people can go because there's not.
Okay.
And she has her thing is attuned to this zone, so she can get to other places within the zone.
Okay.
Who's in charge of this sector?
Your first question answered.
ask her who's in charge of this sector. She spits at your feet.
I am going to grab
Gonna
her
have to lay it on heavy.
by the collar, and I'm going to one vicious shake. Like, it's gonna be a lot of strength in it. It's not. It's quantity over quality. And I am going to growl at her. You do not talk to those who have bested you that way. If you have any honor left within you at all, you will comply by those who have won that right. And I will also roll intimidate, just for funsies.
Yeah, sure, roll intimidate.
Push little Grana behind me.
No.
It worked on someone.
No, she needs to see.
She needs to learn.
I got 9. For whatever that's worth.
She scoffs at you. She says, "You might as well kill me because I will not talk."
Well,
Who wants to stop me from killing her?
I would
Because
roll.
that's happening.
Can I roll for intimidation? You might not want that because if she kills you, she gets your soul.
Sure, roll.
13.
She glares at you and says, "Is that 13?
Yeah.
She says, "If I tell you anything, I'm dead anyway. I do not care."
Well, at least you'd have an afterlife.
We try. Well, I mean, I
Someone else could try and say that.
You don't think
that
it's
they
gonna
see-
work. She's pretty
hardened.
brainwashed, maybe? You're not sure.
Damn, too bad I do not have friendship.
Anyway, Brenna expressed
bad.
interest in killing.
I'm going to run her through.
Okay. You kill her. You gain health, but it's less than what you have now, I'm pretty sure, so don't worry about it. Because you can't gain, like, more.
It's not a stat.
I wasn't thinking about that, but I
Okay. Yeah, the soul is drained into Black Razor. He is fed. So
Proficiency based on.
He doesn't say anything.
it'll be a little slow, but I will then get her off.
Okay.
And kind of like maybe start to say something and then not, and kind of.
On to the next wizard. SN character.
I guess so.
Which one is yours?
You have the key.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Sorry.
Was there anything else
Yes.
no. You head into the next chamber. You do this by approaching the white gate, which is a 10-foot diameter circle of runes and clear quartz fragments set into the floor. Within the circle, a luminous white mist shimmers, obscuring what lies beyond. So, you hold up the glyph key. It disables the field, allowing you to move through. You head into the next chamber. The walls and ceilings of this rough-hewn cavern are a mass of rock spines, the floor covered with rock dust and shards. A path has been worn through the rubble, winding between double doors to the west, and a rough flight of stairs rising to a larger and lit open space to the east. So it's a big, dark chamber with a light on one side of it. There's a path in front of you.
Perception checks.
Sure. Roll perception.
Yes.
Guidance.
Not to tell anybody what
Oh,
to do.
I have guidance.
Not to tell anybody what to do, but detect magic might be a good idea.
16.
I don't think detect damage can fail. Unless it's one of those
8.
you just can't detect guidance.
I got trash. I got 7.
Where the fuck is it?
There we are.
Okay, so you guys are rolling perception.
Yeah, I got 7.
What'd you guys all get?
18.
18?
19.
19.
7.
7.
6.
6. You're looking around, you don't see anything. And furthermore, after about 6 seconds of looking around in this chamber, suddenly the room, all of a bunch of obsidian shards off the side of the path whip up and begin spinning around the room rapidly. I need everyone in the room, which is all of you, to roll me a dexterity saving throw as these shards attempt to rip into you.
I have rolled.
Alright, what'd you get?
I got 20.
I'm sorry, I missed the salary roll.
Dex.
Dexterity saving throw. And 20. Jeff.
3.
3.
For me and Robles. I rolled a 6, and the Dr. Junior crit failed.
Of course you did. Fucking failure.
Just
Oh, wait.
Just tell me
The
that
other
order.
2 rolled 16 and 17.
We're next to him. +4.
Oh, yeah.
Right!
That would not have helped any of the people who failed so far.
Yeah, no.
And what did Ashura get?
20.
Okay, so Ashura and Greta, and the 2 of the action figures who saved take 7 damage. The people who failed take 14 piercing damage. All the shards whip around the room once and then fall to their feet. But you can tell they're winding up again. It's gonna happen again. However, we all have a turn. What are you doing?
Running.
The trap appears to be repeating itself. Are you running further in?
Do we have enough room
Yeah.
to get through
I would anyway.
Shit.
without getting caught again?
Onward and upward.
So the far wall is about 60 feet away, and there's a stone wall about 15 feet high that you'd have to climb. So you're gonna have to get about 60 feet and then about 15 feet up. For those of you who start running, you discover that even though the path was clear a second ago, once this trap has been triggered, apparently the path has become covered in enough of the glass that it will count as difficult terrain. So, that's annoying.
Is it just because of shards and stuff on the ground?
Why are you asking?
Wind fan. If I were to cast Wind of Fan, which would cast Gust of Wind, it would just that just blow it all to the other side of the room? Or is it like they just grew out of the ground?
Doesn't really specify, but I'm gonna say, you know, I'll say sure. You can activate it to give. That will take your action though, so you won't be able to move as far in this turn.
Bonus action to dash. Because I'm a goblin.
Okay. I thought it was bonus action to disengage or hide.
What am I thinking of then? That can use-
Rogues is disengage, hide, and dash. And I think the goblins doesn't have the dash part.
Might not. Might not.
Regardless, are you going to do that? Because that'll determine how far everyone else can get.
Yes, I shall. I shall do that. Because if it's difficult terrain, we do not want to be here longer.
Okay, so you clear a path with your wind fan. The rest of you, are you just running, just full run, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
I
So
suppose
you move 60 feet, you move 60 feet, you move
50.
50. Okay.
I thought about
And-
flying, but I don't want to spin so slow yet.
It's a 60-foot
I'm about to.
long, 10-foot wide line
Okay.
in that direction.
That clears the area enough that each of you can reach the wall. Well, you two can reach the wall. You almost reach the wall. You get 10 feet forward. However, your creatures do reach the wall using 60 feet of movement. But that is when the trap triggers again, so I'm going to need another dexterity saving throw, unfortunately. However, with the exception of Squig, who's a little farther back, everyone will get a Asura's plus 4. And now that it's triggered twice, you know that the roll you have to beat is 15.
No
I
advantage.
assume the gust.
If we're
I'll say the
expecting it.
gust is giving you advantage, because why not? Because it is still active. Cool.
Yeah.
So you can roll with advantage if you like.
But not for me.
Well, I think you would have
in
beaten it
front of me.
No. I'll say it'll apply for all of you.
Okay.
I'll say it keeps a
Yeah.
close enough zone of air that you just got to beat 15. So, well, I'll just say straight up. If you succeeded, you take 7. If you failed, you take 14.
You succeeded, so.
Cool. They all succeeded. I failed.
Even with advantage?
Yes. 3 and a 1.
That sucks.
And to Jan plus 4?
No, he was too far back because he had.
Oh, right.
They got
so
the
they
plus
set
4,
you
which is
up.
why they need it.
Although, if he had the plus 4, he wouldn't have made it anyway.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, but
said
anyway,
7.
so now the next turn starts. You two, you're 10 feet away, and then there's a 15-foot wall. You two are just at the 15-foot wall. You're 30 feet back still. What are you all going to do?
It's only 15 feet up. Climbing might be a better idea.
You could climb it, yeah.
I think I will do that.
That will require an athletics check.
I was about to fly, but
I will gladly make an athletics check on that.
Okay. Now, a question. It doesn't one of your things have to do with climbing? Like, don't you get bonuses to that when you're championing things, or is that at a higher level? I could be mistaken.
I got Remarkable Athlete that lets me add half my proficiency on strength, dex, or con checks, and I have like
Oh, well, that's
at
true.
least
Then
5
you get-
extra feet of long jump.
Okay, well
That's-
then that would let you add half your proficiency again to your roll, I think.
What about this?
I think so. I might be mistaken.
And yes, it is disengaged.
Yeah. Right. So, what'd you get?
I got 19.
19? What did you get?
Oh, that would help.
Probably. Ooh.
This check, not a throw. So
What's that athletics check?
10. So I can't crit fail it at least.
Okay. And what were you doing to get up there?
Athletics up there, but I was just wondering if I could use mixing tools or stone cutting or to get advantage.
I'll say because you know so much about rocks, you can give yourself advantage on that, yeah. If you like.
Can you throw the hammer but hold on?
Oh, like old school Thor? That would be dope. That's how that works.
Okay.
Although if one of you used the whistle. Just
I
let
got
that out
19.
there. 19?
Yeah.
Alright, so the 3 of you climb up pretty easily. You get up there. I think if you dash, you can attempt an athletics check.
I mean, it's better than nothing. I will be picking up the scraps of all of them because they only have 10 HP.
You said he would have to reach with the because I could probably use a bonus action to extend an arm. That's possible.
That would be on the next turn.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just going to try the athletics check this turn. You might as well.
Okay.
2 far out for his 4.
It's throws. Not
That's
checks.
saving throws, not checks.
9.
You get part of the way up the wall. You do not get all the way up the wall, which unfortunately for you means I need you to make me another dexterity saving throw. However, you will because Asura is at the lip of the thing. Have his +4 bonus. Additionally, you will have advantage because of your fan.
You
Did
beat
you
it.
still fail?
17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You
No,
got
the first one was
you take 7 damage, and then on this turn, I need another athletics check. But you can take it with advantage if your friends are helping you out.
I'll also cast guidance on $18.
Okay.
19.
You get up.
Fucking hell.
Then it deactivates.
The dice are not being nice today.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh well.
You get up.
They were fun while they lasted.
Show the closed book. Shows you how dumb I am. Alright. Once you get up, get to the other side.
Chicken rocks and skin.
You. What do you do? You see there's the steps at the top of these walls that lead down into another chamber.
Perception.
Yeah, perception. Seeing if anything that's odd sticks out. No.
I'll give you
Perhaps detect magic.
18.
Okay.
22.
18.
18. So before heading in, you're all looking. And you see in the next room a troll, like half hiding behind like a big, half hiding around like a corner of the wall, seemingly like, yeah, they're not gonna know what's gonna hit them. Additionally, you see an orc trying to hide like under a bed cot, also with this spear like, yeah, they're not gonna know what's gonna hit them.
Whatever it look like a roll to know about trolls and their stuff.
Cool. Additionally, after a little bit more looking around, specifically you start to notice there's a bit more. You see 2 gnolls hiding out that some of the rest of them didn't catch. You see another orc. Looks like it's a decent sized patrol, although you don't know if you see all of them.
If we surprise attack their surprise attack, do we get advantage?
The thing is, you think they know you're coming. They probably heard the trap going off and moved to ambush you. It just wasn't successful because you spent time looking.
Alright.
Didn't just walk into the ambush with all the fucking enemies and the troll. God.
Of course not.
That's always next time.
Yeah. Anyway, so that means basically because you see them and some of them see you seeing them, that it just comes to combat. Basically, the rest of them who were hiding throw the shit off of them. A battle cries rage. The troll turns around, and combat is joined. I'm going to take initiative again.
I'm not telling the guidance myself.
No.
Yeah.
You've had to do it during your thing.
Yeah.
Wow. I wish I could have used save more of those.
This room is a lot bigger than the other one.
Oh man.
Yeah, if we were rolling perception checks, it probably would have ended concentration on gust of wind. So that makes sense.
This was the path you guys came from. Just give you an idea for the size.
I'm ready for
experience.
high speed dungeon crawling.
High speed.
Kill everything in our path as fast as we can and just keep going.
Speedrun.
Honestly, it's a good strategy for staying like stealthy and hidden. If you kill
If they're
every
all
guard you come across,
before they even notice,
Well, that's
they can't.
then
kind of
have
what
some
she was
time.
implying. It's like do as much damage as fast as possible.
I totally forgot. She did say that.
Yeah.
She's even asking for it. Quick, push over pots.
If we get them all to come to us, then we won't have to run anywhere.
Right scathing social commentary
So these are
on
like
the walls.
set up. This looks like a makeshift. Not really that makeshift. Maybe just not a particularly nice one because it's for orcs and gnolls. Area with like cots and it looks like a barracks, but also like a guard post.
Nice.
probably because they know that this is one of the places people can enter from. If you had to guess, there are, in addition to another Thane warrior, a man. You know, this would be the troll. So there's the troll, who's basically hiding right around the corner.
A troll.
There are orcs and gnolls. I would say the gnolls are pink, because that's funny to me.
Teach him for trying to flame me in my sword.
And I'll say...
There's gotta be some way to get back at it!
say the thing is the butterscotch. And I'll say the orcs are Lamo.
I've never met someone that says it's a bad series, and still I would attest. Cromartie High is underrated.
Hell yeah, it is. So, I'm gonna take initiative. 25 to 20. What'd you get? 21. Okay. 21? Alright. Sure. Okay.
Gotta implement all the speedrun tactics we know, so let's try to glitch through these walls. Pick up box, run at it while having it in place of the wall.
25 to 20? No one got 20s? Okay.
Yep.
We got a Gordon Freeman this shit.
Yes.
Or Skyrim. Take the plate,
Or
right in the corner of a wall.
Yeah. Or Mario 64 it with the backwards.
Yeah, it's just...
You remember that video, aren't you?
Maybe run sideways.
Four parallel universes ahead of you.
Don't run, just roll the entire way.
That was funny.
I guess.
Oh,
step on in
Speedrun
Damn
Mario
it,
is
Fox.
a demon.
But Melee Fox is pretty gnarly. Anyway, 19 to 15.
Yeah. 18.
Okay. Anyone else? No? Okay. 14 to 10. What'd you get?
13.
13.
I didn't
10 to 5. What'd you get?
6.
totally
Ooh,
forgot
that
to have
sucks.
Steed ready before we even got here.
You could have done that.
I could have.
Yeah, in the preparation thing. If you wanted to do it during your days off, you could
I
have done it.
did.
Yeah, that's fine. Although that means that the horse would have taken. I'm just gonna say, do you want to roll those 2 saves right now?
It would be with one
Oh,
with
wait, no.
one with advantage and one without.
Yes. Taking 14 earlier, 7 on
It
the
makes
success.
both.
Okay, so it takes 14
14.
full damage.
It still has a max of 19 HP because it doesn't go up.
Nope, unfortunately. But once you hit level 4 spells, you'll be able to get a Griffin
Yes.
or a Pegasus.
It's so close.
I know. It's a bummer my Paladin's line isn't. He just kind of dies immediately now, so I basically have to stop using him, which is a huge bummer. So, as you all see, I gotta mark these correctly. Alright, Asura goes first.
Alright.
So, just a recap: gnolls, orcs, Thay dude with the sword and shield, troll.
What's the duration of Crusader's Mantle?
30 wolf it out in a constant war for you.
As long as it doesn't get.
As long as you don't lose concentration. Although I think it only lasts for a minute, so you only have it for this fight.
Okay. That's what I was.
This is a big place, and they
Yeah.
did say you might have a hard time, resting. So,
So we do know.
well,
I remember thinking it, but
they said that
The
the
longer.
longer you wait, so any rests you take are you're gonna bring the thing up on more alert.
We are most likely going to be coming across
Force
undead.
attack damage.
If one of the rooms is to be believed.
Which one is far enough for me to charge at with
Need at least 20 feet.
closest and far enough. Yeah.
This is the closest one that's far enough away.
I charge that one with the horse to attempt to trample it, have it attack with hooves, and also attack it.
Alright, the trample, they roll a strength save, right?
Yes.
I got 18 natural, so they probably succeeded.
Yeah.
The knoll holds firm.
Fine.
Sometimes roll like teens, man. It's fine.
Okay. Horse attack. 13 to hit.
Pretty sure that hits. Knolls are not super. Wait, you said what?
13.
Actually, that does miss.
Okay.
Sorry. He brings up his shield and blocks the hooves. Sorry, I should have double checked.
Attack with wave.
Okay, well, wait.
23.
That definitely hits.
11 and 6. So 17.
17 damage. You slice wave into the knoll.
Attack him again. My second attack. I don't crit on 19.
No, you only crit.
Damn it.
Sorry.
30 to hit.
That hits.
For 16 damage.
So, you slash and then stab, and the stab goes through its eye, removing the eye and brain, part of the brain, with a pulling motion. You just had 9. You leave it for someone else, man. Shit.
He doesn't have to.
No, he doesn't. Just give him shit. No brains.
I was being concerned for my health. Thank you.
No, I'm just giving you shit. Don't even worry about it. Okay, that was Ashura's turn.
If I get diabetes, you'll look back on this thing and go, you
Shouldn't know that. When the orc moves up, snarls, and swings at Grenna with his, or stabs at Grenna with his spear. What is your armor class?
it's 20.
You bring Black Razor down, parrying the blade to the ground with force, stopping the attack. It is now this orc's turn, who moves around and attempts to help his buddy out, getting flanking and trying to go to town. However, despite this, you sidestep his somewhat clumsy blow as you don't even get touched. This gnoll moves up and attacks you, trying to swing up at you on the horse. What's your armor class? 22. Chance of missed. It manages to barely hit for 4 as it bites into your foot. 4 damage. The warrior goes, moving around, drawing his longsword. He swings out at you.
Okay.
dealing 12 damage. As he slashes, gets a good slash on your thigh. It is now Gwenna's turn.
Cool. Nobody challenges me. I'm going to take an attack on this first aggressor, and we'll see how it goes from there. I guess it automatically hits, so we'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll do the thing.
You also have advantage on everything because you have the bonus.
That's true. You have advantage on all attacks. So, Black Razor. As long as you have the temporary hit points from Black Razor, you have advantage on all attacks and saves and checks.
I forgot about that, otherwise I'd be rolling with advantage, and I will later on.
Best fucking item in the game.
I don't know about it.
This
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Wave can basically kill anything in one hit if it crits.
yeah, but he doesn't have to
It can do
crit.
a shit ton of damage to one.
One, Black Racer doesn't have to crit, and two, it keeps you going for literally forever.
33 damage. For this first
It's like
attack.
33 damage. Your first, you swing your sword around. Which one?
It was this one.
You swing around, decapitating him.
It stepped up to me. I'm now going to teach the other person who aggressed me that you don't challenge me.
Advantage.
No, shut up. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Yeah, he did.
you haven't taken any health damage.
Well.
I got 28 to hit.
28? Yes, that definitely is.
426 damage.
You swing again, slashing this other one's arm off, causing it to fall to the ground screaming. Now, you have a bonus attack, because you killed two things. And you crit.
Will take
At the troll.
this.
Okay. Roll the troll.
I will crack that troll.
Don't control.
No, damn it! You're going right into his hand.
I'm sure it'll calm down if I just send him a
Favorite anime sucks. Your waifu shit.
This one is a 14 to hit.
Pretty sure that hits. Yeah, just go ahead and roll damage because I'm pretty sure that hits.
Is he giant or
He's a troll.
We'll prepare some damage.
no? I mean size category. Is he huge or giant?
He's large, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
I'm just wondering, just because bigger things have less AC, right? Or they take
It's gonna have the AC it has.
Sometimes I will describe something as being easy to hit because it's big, but that's because I stole that from Matt Colville, and sometimes he'll add descriptors to like why AC is the way it is. I don't think it's a rule, but if something has low AC and is big, I will describe it that way for fun. It's really big. It's kind of hard to hit it.
hard to miss.
Something. Tension. Something. Verisimilitude. Something.
Good
Synth
insight.
music. There we go. I did it.
Actually, sorry. Unfortunately, that does not hit. You slosh out at him, but the blade does not find purchase on his hard flesh.
What a fucker.
Okay, and that is Gwenna's turn. So these guys are dead. Medicinal attacks. Super, not even close to hits Asura. Bounces off your plate armor fucking uselessly. This orc also wants a piece of Grana, even though that is a fucking ill-advised thing to want at this point. He also misses as he parried the blade to the side.
Oh, you fucking blade's trash!
Squig, it's your turn.
We're gonna cut him off.
No, your fucking place trash is the best cutting words of all time.
Fuck now. Okay, Jesus Christ. Fuck. Duh. Yeah. I was going to take up the cantrip wand and move to that corner of the room. Pull out the cantrip wand and blast it at the troll.
Okay.
Since, hey, it'll do more damage. Oh yeah, I remember this now. Forgot.
It hasn't gone up yet. It's level 11, but they go up again.
Ah. But with a wand, it adds my int to its damage.
That's true.
It is a 21 to hit.
Hits.
If I remember correctly, it is a 10 fireball.
2d10, because the level. So 2d10 plus int.
Wand of the War Mage doesn't add to damage. 15. 15 damage.
Your wand strikes into it, burning it. It shrieks in pain.
There's really any place I can reach that I can hide, is there?
Back into the death shards.
They'll never look there.
Well, dive right off that cliff we climbed up of.
Good.
Very too.
If not, I'm gonna assume that's your turn.
Yeah.
Alright, it is now.
No, it's not true. Oh, I don't fucking know that. I'm kidding too.
Thay goes last.
Okay.
One of the gnolls moves up and swings at Sheriff, but misses, striking only at his clear arm leg. One of the gnolls goes.
Miss it.
I'll pile on.
Okay. Miss it.
And misses again, striking at your shield. And he still gets a lot closer to hitting your face. Another orc moves up and attacks Grena. This one hits.
What's a jerk?
You're right, they should just miss all their attacks.
They should just give up.
Hitting for 15 with his great axe as he slams it into you. Grunting, seemingly pleased with himself as he strikes a blow like "Grr." Unless you speak Orcish.
I do not.
I do.
Okay. Then you hear him say to himself, "Yeah, how'd you like that?"
Also in character. Oh, I assure you, Orcish. He enjoys it. And you're
She.
dead. Oh, she's dead. Sorry.
She's dead.
She's dead.
No,
She
you're
enjoyed
dead.
it and she's
You're dead, and she enjoys it. Sorry, dude.
He looks at you and like, at you saying this is now.
Oh no, when we ask her that.
I will inform him that his secrets will die with him. A little uncertain as to what this is.
It is now
understand it, but I know what orcish sounds like.
Additionally, another orc moves up and attacks you as well. But you parry its axe aside with Black Razor. The troll goes. Very frustratingly. And hits.
Yeah, pretty good health, right?
Yeah.
Hitting. Okay, so first off, it bites into you for 10 damage. And your AC, you said, is 21?
It's 20.
I'm sorry, 20? Its claw attack hits as well, dealing 11 damage. And its third claw attack misses as you parry it to the side.
The first damage was 15.
No, 10 and then 11. So 21 damage overall. And it is now Thoradin's turn.
Since they're all in range, I'm gonna use my hammer to chop them.
Okay. What did they roll against shock?
15. Con save.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they'll probably miss them. I hope half will fail.
Okay. These two orcs, this troll, and these two gnolls fail. The rest succeed. Or no, sorry, these three gnolls fail. So they are stunned.
Cool.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Sure, it's okay.
I'll give I'll send my hammer. Wait. The other scotch is one that succeeded.
Yeah.
If you attack that one, I'm pretty sure my familiar can get an 8, right?
Yeah. You're familiar to give a sure advantage.
Now, what's your
Horse house.
horse?
These all have advantage.
Yeah.
Because it's familiar.
Horse got 21.
That hits.
So which one do you want?
19.
Okay.
Oh wait, I need to roll my second attack too. And 29 on the second attack. So 3 hit.
Yeah.
Does plus what?
Horse does 2d6 plus 4.
Plus 4. Horse deals 13.
Okay.
I deal 18
Okay.
and 18.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Horse.
sorry.
Yeah.
19 and 19. Come on.
Bunch of black rays or
No, I was missing a point.
So,
we don't have
Horse.
black razor. Squig has black razor.
your horse slams down onto him, dealing damage, and then you slash, and then you stab into this one, killing him.
They were putting that one down because that one we're trying to question.
That one?
You guys didn't say anything about that.
No one said anything.
Yeah, I didn't say.
Well, because that's the
Yeah, that was in the last fight. You guys didn't say anything this way.
Do you want me to?
Well, nothing was said.
Yeah, if nothing was said.
Yeah.
Alright.
I decided on to the next one, which means either we can do it or not.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, this guy isn't a wizard. He's a warrior.
well, warrior, but wizard. Okay, he's not a warrior, so it doesn't matter.
So he is killed. That is your turn? Yeah. So this orc is, or this gnoll is stunned, so it doesn't get a turn. gets another super breakout. And it does, meaning it won't be stunned on its next turn. It's now Grenna's turn.
Neat. I will respond to the challenge of this motherfucker. The other two are stunned. That is not as good.
You get permanent advantage.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
You make no sense.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not.
I'm going to do this on my own volition. Not that you told me to. Whatever. That's right. That is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
For 27 damage.
And I'm sorry, who are you attacking?
This one.
You chop this one down. Mighty chop ripping open out him. He falls to the ground.
Cool.
That was
The troll isn't currently stunned, correct?
No, the troll's stunned. The only thing around you that wasn't stunned, you just killed.
He's right here, so we'll attack him anyway. For 23 to hit.
It's
For 25 damage.
You slash into the troll, ripping open a grievous blow, but not quite putting him down. You have bonus attack for putting him down, if you'd like to take that.
I would.
Okay.
On that same target. Might not get him all the way there, but we'll see.
You're getting pretty close.
It's a process.
This one is a 24 to hit.
Okay.
For 23 damage.
Alright, you slash into him again. Wounding him very severely, but he is still up. And it is now a Knoll that was stunned's turn. He's not get unstunned. Orc that was stunned. He does not get unstunned. And now it's Squig's turn.
Only weapon attacks have advantage when you attack something that's stunned, correct?
Attack rolls have advantage against stunned rolls.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll continue the attack of the biggest target with the fireball.
Do you not have 2d20s?
The dice box that I had, the new dice is missing. 6. Say 19 to hit.
That's
That's a 14 for damage.
okay. You blast the troll with a blast of flame, causing him to ignite up, the fat around him searing and creating a horrible nauseous smell, finishing what you started and Brenna did in the middle of. Is that your turn? Another stunned Knoll goes. Does not get unstunned. The only Knoll that managed to resist, fucking
Death?
moves
Or more
and
death?
attacks. Well, he doesn't really have a goddamn choice. Moves to attack Squig, but misses as Squig proves to be a little too nimbly and bimbly to hit him. Orc that is stunned goes. Manages to break out of stun. That takes his turn. It's now Thoradin's turn.
Which one was that one?
The one that broke out? This one. These two are free. This one was never stunned. These three are still stunned. I need to get those little rings.
If you want, I have stuff in that house on the hill that are just little S tokens that you can put on top of pieces to represent the
They're
sun.
like these little rubber rings that look like small versions of the fucking bracelets people put on that have the name of the condition written on them. And you can just drop them. They're meant to be used with like actual like models. You just throw them over the model, but they would work with candy just the same.
Huh.
They just need something to be thrown over. And that way you can, see how many enemies are stunned or poisoned or whatever. They're useful.
I'm gonna green flame. I'm gonna try to the pink one.
This one?
No.
This
that one. Yeah. So I can get to.
Okay. And you'll have advantage because it's not
Throw all those. Okay. I assume that hits because I'm using my arm, so. Yeah.
Well, your damage, 2d8 plus 1. Sorry, 3d8 on the first one, plus 1, and then the second one is hit for 1d8 plus 5.
12, 13, 14, plus 1. 15.
So 15 damage?
Yeah.
You begin spinning Whelm as it is coated in the green flame blade, and you swing out. Excuse me. You swing out. As you do, crying out in Dwarvish, Whelm says, "Ha ha! Eat this, you dog-fucked whelp!" And it slams into the creature upside its head and deals damage. Significant damage.
I say in character. Yeah!
Now roll the damage, the splash damage on the other roll.
Which is D8, right?
Did that go up?
No, it's a D8. It doesn't go up to the next level. It's a D8 plus 5.
12.
The flame splash from green flame blade burns this one. They would call it pain, but they're both stunned. And is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is now back to Asura.
I get granted advantage with
You have to pick a target he gets advantage against.
You hit these two?
Yeah, he hit those two.
This one is the intro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack this one.
Alright.
And then this one. If I kill it.
I think I will grant him advantage on this one.
So you have advantage on the attack.
Is that this one's my time for horse?
No, you're
I know a few of them are still stunned.
Yeah.
Although you should do this one because this one doesn't have advantage.
Alright, I'll do that next time.
Horse has 16 hit
That hits.
for 12.
Horse tramples this one. Can you hit?
This one?
Okay.
For a 17 on the first attack
That hits.
and a 26 on the second.
Okay.
For 15 and
Your first attack removes its head from its shoulders.
okay.
I'll say the last attack is on this one.
Yeah, and so that second attack gets a 13.
13. Alright, and the third roll is struck, stabbed by wave for. And that is your turn. It becomes this knoll. Or no, it was this knoll. Now it dies, actually. Oops. This one should still be up. Okay, sorry. After Show's turn, it becomes Grant's turn.
Neat. I will salt this one.
Okay.
And that is a 14 to hit.
That hits.
For 22 damage.
You slash its head off. What work remains?
I'm gonna let anything go to waste. So This one was an 18 to hit.
Okay. Roll damage.
For 27 damage.
This one is stabbed through the chest and killed. They were both stunned, so they couldn't cry out in pain, but trust me, the pain on the inside was a lot.
I can imagine.
Oh, what are your temporary hit points at?
They're at 19 right now.
Okay, they would have gone up yet. Because these guys were all over 15. So
Okay.
don't worry about it.
And I will move up and assault this way.
Okay. Roll your attack.
I will look you in the eyes as I do it.
What?
Squig is well. It has been decreed less than a second.
This one's 16 hit.
16 hits.
For 27 damage.
Good.
You run up behind that one and slash it, almost filleting it like a fish, like when you have to pull out the spine. You basically butterfly its back open and yeah, bits of it fall out. It's pretty nasty. It yelps in pain, not like a dog getting like booted or into a fight, something less horrible. Dog fighting another dog, okay. Dog getting kicked by a human, monstrous. It was Grenda's turn, so now it's Squig's turn.
Thank you. And firebolt the last one.
Okay. It is not stunned, so there's no advantage.
I mean, it'll get hurt.
No, there's no advantage.
I'll goof around.
19 to hit.
That's
19 damage.
and that firebolt finishes off what Asura started. Nice. As the last enemy falls to the ground, defeated. When you search the enemies, you find that the Thayan warrior had a little something on him, and that he specifically had. Let me check. He might have had something unspecific as well.
I was writing it fast, so Master's Domain looks like Master's Calming.
Maybe you shouldn't run it like that. Okay. I'm going to go over what's in the rest of this room after, but first, what is specifically on the dead bodies. I mean, there's some basic gear that the orcs and stuff carry that you can take if you want, but specifically, the Thayan had on him a potion. I'm in the wrong part of the book.
You said the last day had a healing potion?
Yeah. Basic healing potion. This one had a potion of climbing.
Oh.
How peculiar. Mayhaps that is a hint of the place where we are going.
Okay.
Or the last room.
And we are going to continue on with our adventure after this break. Stick around. And we're back. Now, on the Thayan Warrior, you found a glyph key that is attuned to every zone in this sector. So it's zones and sectors. So the Master Chamber is a sector, and this was a zone within the sector.
Okay.
Black gates are used to get from sector to sector. White gates are used to get from zone to zone.
Okay.
So if there's no door to another place, you have to take a white gate there. So this key is attuned to every zone. So you basically have access, as long as you can find a corresponding white gate, to all the other parts of the Master's domain.
Okay.
Additionally, the troll has a gift glyph key attuned to this specific zone, which once you check it out, you know that this part of the Master's domain is referred to as the Dread Legion Outpost. So,
I'd like a crack at those guys.
you just did.
No way. These guys aren't dread at all.
Are they even a legion?
Hardly.
Yeah, they're imposters.
That must be it.
That's impossible.
Now, there is a door to the north of the room.
Door to the north, then?
Want to go through the door before we teleport? Might as well
Yes.
clear out this area.
Alright, you just go to the door.
Search it. Don't trust this place at all.
Oh, wait.
Sorry.
So who's rolling?
Never mind.
Okay.
I thought we were all looking. If this is like a trap check, then go for it.
Everyone can look for traps.
Perception.
Alright, but like the person who's actually looking for traps probably should.
Well, we did figure out that it doesn't matter. Like, it's everybody has an equal chance of finding a trap. It's the person who knows traps can disable it.
So are you checking the door for traps?
No.
Okay, what'd you get?
18.
You find no traps. Okay. It opens into a hallway. You continue on. Are you still perceiving around? Or are you moving at normal speed? Because if you're looking for traps, you can say you're still looking for traps. But if you are, you move at half speed.
We haven't alerted
Only
a
another
lot
perception
of
check.
people, so guidance.
21.
Looks better.
21. So, as you begin heading down the hallway, Thoradin, with your keen eyes, you notice that part of the wall, or part of the floor is false and will open up into a pit. In fact, there are two parts in this hallway, one on each side of the hallway that'll do so, but you can mark around each side and mark the trap if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, so
so
then-
character, they're false floors. Here.
Okay, when you get to the end of the hallway, the door's locked.
Guidance. You can do it yourself. I'll do it on myself then. Yes.
I
You can
cast
do it.
guidance on myself.
Okay.
It's 16.
You get it off.
Because it's just Dex with Thieves' Tools proficiency, right?
Or I can do guidance again.
Hmm?
Or I can do guidance again.
This is as soon as we open the
You're
door.
opening the door?
I'm not opening it. It's unlocked.
I will.
You're first.
I'm afraid.
I'm already hurt.
Gonna, as you open the door is flung open. Inside, a steeped monument of gray marble shot through with red, dominates an open courtyard surrounded by closed doors, save for the door you entered in. Blue light shines from the top of the monument. The air around it hums with power. Its vibration overwhelming other sensations. Red wizards and other Thanes kneel on the lower two tiers, eyes fixed upon the monument. Some of the Thanes look over towards the group of you, and one of them yells, "Intruders! Intruders!" And I'm going to need you to roll initiative. Now, in addition, around the room, there are also what appears to be, so in addition to the monument, there appears to be like cells around the entirety of the room as well, although they're all closed at the moment.
Oh.
So, yeah, let's...
Like a small number of them or a shit ton of them? Because I'm assuming this room is multi-tiered.
No, the monument is multi-tiered. The room just has one.
Oh, okay.
One tier.
Okay.
There are 12 cells around the room. Okay, so it's mission time.
When it's time to use guys, save yourself, right?
This is 32. Okay. All right then. 25 to 20. No one? Okay. $19 to 50.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
15.
15?
17.
17?
16.
Okay. So, and then the red wizard on the second tier of the platform. He looks a bit more wizened old. He doesn't have more like hair or anything because again, they have no head hair or facial hair at all. But he looks older. There's like an oldness to his eyes. He brings one hand forward as it crackles with lightning, and then another one as he first says, "You will not escape here alive, whatever you came here for. Incertus, Polcon, Imperio," and he flings a singular bolt of lightning that's kind of formed around his hand. He flies it forward. Give me a roll.
We want to participate! In our way.
God damn it.
Our own.
What'd you get?
Plus intelligence.
That's a college.
10.
You attempt to counter his spell, but to no avail,
Yeah.
as the bolt flies off to Asura. But as it hits Asura, either for full or half damage depending on your roll, it then splits off into 3 more bolts, striking the rest of you as he casts Chain Lightning.
I
And
forgot about
I
that
need a
spell.
dexterity saving throw from each of you.
How much shield
If you're casting it, you would have gotten back 6.
Everyone takes half damage anyway.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but roll to see if you take half damage.
I've never seen counter stuff.
Okay, yeah, dexterity saving throw. No. Okay,
What was the DC?
200 out.
15.
Okay. What the rest? Remember, you all have +4 for him.
17.
17. Alright, sweet.
Plus 40.
25.
Share sword.
Here we go.
If you're a full health.
Okay.
This does feel
So, the lightning bolts strike out.
That's because remember, strong.
Okay, so the 3 of you who save take so you all 3 save and you take 12 damage.
That's
you
half,
take
half.
Yeah, that's half.
Oh.
Jesus.
Huh?
Who's having it first one?
He halves it because spell damage is half, which really makes these enemies way less threatening because he has an aura that reduces that cuts spell damage in half. And then when you make the save, it cuts in half again. So you take 24, the rest of you take 12 for Chain Lightning.
Interesting.
To anyone who says the Paladin of Ancients aura is not that good, it
What's wrong
is
with you?
super good.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, he hits with a chain lightning and then ducks behind the pillar, giving himself cover. Well, if you didn't like that, you're not gonna like this because another one of them.
No.
Like you did 60.
Shard moves.
You actually did what?
60.
There.
It's okay off.
Unfortunately, the horse is far.
What?
Yeah, it's not for culture.
Yes, sir. Potential future character.
Okay. So, another one of those, a younger woman, she additionally holds out her hands as she incants Incertus, Polkar, Imperial, and as she does, 3 like orbs of flame appear in the air in front of her, and then fire one ray, another ray at Squig.
Scorching Ray?
Scorching ray. So she makes 3 spell attack rolls. How to calculate it? I'm pretty sure. Wait, actually, I should double check. What is your armor class?
19?
Okay, yes. She is targeting whoever has the lowest armor class.
Okay, so
Which is really sad that the lowest armor class is 19, but
yeah. That is because of the...
I know why it is. I'm just saying, I've been in groups where like the lowest armor class is like 13 or 14, something reasonable. Nah, what's our lowest armor class? 19. Fuck you.
Since she's using Scorching Ray, I would be using Shield.
Okay, you cast shield.
Yes.
So that pumps your AC up to 24? Okay.
Because I know this spell, and I do not want to get hit by it.
So it pumps it up to 24?
Yes.
Yeah, alright. Even though she rolled pretty good, all 3 of them strike your shield.
She rolls all 3 7.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know.
She rolled a 19, a 17, and a 3. None of those hit. Well, not close. She then runs and tries to take cover, ducking behind a thing. And now it is Squig's turn.
Oh yeah, no, actually, thanks for giving it away. Yeah,
Kill.
I was gonna point to the area that she was at, like near the middle of the snow, and cast Shatter.
Yeah, that's fine. Roll your damage, and what save you gonna make?
That is
So you know what? That could potentially be a mage enemy somewhere. Instead of incanting, shout the antagonist like that. I'm done with you.
That is a con save.
And what level is that?
It is a 2nd level spell, but
How did you ask? It's actually 4th.
yeah.
Were you casting it at 2nd level?
That's what I call meta magic.
It is a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
I was gonna. No, I was thinking. What's been the last 3
I say first, sorry, I meant.
So, you cast Shatter. You hear from the guy who's half hidden behind the pillow, Manus, Potentus, Pardo, and your spell is undone in your hands.
Wand of the War Mage has no way to
No
help
effect.
that.
It's lower than 3rd level, kind of spell just automatically works.
Just wanted
Unless you get a comment that sucks.
Oh no, it's not fun if you get
Okay.
Nerf counter spell. Worst spell in the game. Artificers can't get it.
He has done it to me so many times, I have finally got to do it back.
0 out of 10.
Artificer can't get it. Worst spell. All you get is to spell magic.
He's done it today.
That's fine.
I counterspelled blood once. I also got counterspelled a bunch of times by Strong, so I think it was more than enough. So is that your turn?
Guidance takes an action, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Unless you got a bonus spell.
I don't think
Bonus action.
I don't think I do.
Move?
Is there? Yeah. I mean, is there any place that looks like a high?
You could run into a cell.
Sure.
Which cell?
Straight right.
This one?
Uh,
Closest straight right?
Straight right.
Straight right?
Yes.
It is going to be Grenna's turn, so you can start rolling that out right now if you want. I'm going to double check just to make sure you're running toward the dragon's mouth or something.
I may not attack. I was going to ask for a refresher of how high those mages are, because I'm thinking about moving however far I can up to them and then using the fly out of the ring with my action, and then flying up to wherever they are. Yeah, like I'm right
They're
here.
not that high up. It's like 5. You basically have to spend an extra 5 feet up to get onto the platform. So 5, 10, 15, 20, you could reach them. You could reach all of them? Okay, so I guess that's technically not true. You could reach any of these 3 with a single action. You could reach these 2.
No,
towards
really?
you, that's
Because they're higher up.
just because of you don't have enough movement to reach them after the
Question.
It was cut.
It's the platform is pretty
Yeah, it's a little bigger than it was. I shouldn't be thinking.
Question. If it changes anything, would Grenna be able to supplement that extra space needed with an action with some type of check?
No. No, she couldn't.
It's unfortunate, but I will just start hacking and slashing what I can get to.
Okay. You're totally right. So,
Yeah, I'm just hoping that was not cell door and not the.
you came. Oh, instant death grotto. That's
No! I spent all my charges as shield.
You
This is
run into
enough.
what looks like a library. There's nothing else in there except for this. And you are able. You have complete cover from them, so you can take
Bonus
a bonus action to hide if you want.
I should do so.
And I'm sorry. Which one are you attacking?
This one.
Okay. You run up and attack.
My first attack got a 13.
13?
Yeah.
Your first attack misses, striking against some sort of like force barrier against him. It's not a shield spell, but it appears as if he has some sort of magic armor of some kind.
Interesting. Second
It's
attack got a
25. Well, he attempts to bring up, he says, Madness, and attempts to generate a magic shield like you've seen your stalwart dwarven ally do many times. But you, and maybe more specifically Black Razor, will not be denied as you easily slash through and cut for how much damage?
More than his health.
He might.
If only.
There's a decent chance, actually.
Really?
Not.
For 26 damage.
You wound him, dropping him to his knees. He lives, if only on the barest line.
I guess the book is what I'm doing. Throws a bunch of mini boss type enemies and groups together for funsies.
There are like 100 rooms in this place. You want it to be harder?
It could be a little bit, but he made a comment that was like, really? It's gonna
Just
just
wait.
die like that?
Wait.
And I was responding to Ed's comment of, really? To
Sorry, I
the
guess I
book
should
doesn't-
bust out the beholder runes and fucking stop holding back.
You know what I'm saying, and take it as a personal attack if you want.
I will, bitch. Alright, so that's your turn because you didn't crit or drop someone. Unless. No, you're good? Okay. Alright. This one now goes. This one, fucking. They have magic. Listen, you guys have too much fucking armor class. This one, attempts, he incants his own spell, creates 3 red orbs that shoot fire blasts. This one at Grenna, since Grenna's close, he doesn't know what he's at all. So he's gonna make 3 attacks. Plus 1 hits. 2 hit. And it's 2d6 per 1 that hits, right? Because you used this before, I've never used
Scorching Ray, using spell attack. Each ray on hit 2d6 fire. Using spell slot 3rd or higher, you can shoot an extra ray.
He didn't know.
So, he blasts, including one critical blast, into you. The free chain almost quivers in anticipation as each of the fire blasts that do strike, which are admittedly only 2 of them, are completely negated as he looks and goes, oh no. Runs in here.
I fully forgot you had that.
No, it was this one. This one hasn't gone. This one goes last.
Because the one I went to this one when I attacked.
So, and then this one goes out. This one goes out. This one now goes. Sees that you are immune to fire. Do not tell me that he has fire spells. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Why would they only have fire spells?
Fire does the most
Okay,
damage.
that's actually not true. They almost only have fire spells. This one moves up. Okay, well actually I guess they have choice.
I too am curious as to what it is.
Well, I mean, that guy shot lightning.
This guy is very different from the other guys.
Oh, he's the boss.
Yes. If these guys all had chain lightning, that's what they all would have done.
God. No.
Alright, this one goes, moves forward to reach you, holds out their hand crackles with lightning. As they say Incertus, and they attempt to grab you really fast. Their hand almost seems like magnetized to your arm as they attempt to reach out and stretch.
Shocking grasp.
However, even with the magnetic pull of his shocking grasp towards your armor, you catch, so you have a great sword. The handle of it, contrary to popular belief, fucking huge. You get, there's like a pretty big, like 3-4 inch gap between where your hands are in most like large blades like that, and you basically just use it to punch it away at the wrist because the handle is like kind of wood. And you've seen this spell before back in the laboratory. It's actually a pretty common thing for like laboratory sorcerers to use. You push the shocking grasp away. They realize that their plan is not working, attempts to run, which will provoke an attack opportunity from you. They are very scared.
As well, they should.
I mean, he brought this upon himself. He got, him.
I got 25 hit.
I mean, he's practically asking for it at this point.
This is 17 damage, unless that great weapon is going to make
Yeah, okay.
then this is 27
You decapitate them as they touch one. Their head is sitting through the air. Sure, it's your turn. So, you there?
I can reach them if I'm right.
7?
Oh, it's back up to 27. Because you just hit this person. Yeah, you can reach it. Totally.
Kill him.
Go for that. They just go back.
Okay.
Is he behind?
Oh. Yeah, but with his horse, he can easily reach it.
Oh, I think the horse.
Instead.
Oh shit! Sorry, I thought you still had your horse. You actually can reach it without dash, or unless you have some sort of way. Yeah, it's
Have my boots, which help me do not go.
boots.
Yeah.
And
Because
yes, you totally can.
it's
reach
10
it.
total minutes and I can kind of turn them on.
Yeah.
Can I give him the iron?
On your, you want to retroactively get the 2
Well, not familiar.
How did you go? Where did you go? You tried to counter.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
You actually don't even have to put you down. Where did you go?
6.
Oh.
Oh, so you go last.
Dead.
Alright, advantage though. Right?
You have advantage from Brenna. Like, so you're good regardless. Ah. Oh shit. It's right behind you. It's perfectly behind you.
it. Got it.
29.
That is.
27.
That also hits.
18 and 19.
So, as you imagine, for someone capable of casting chain lightning, he's a bit tougher than the rest of them, but he is still extremely wounded after the 2 slashes.
You know, after us getting weapons and stuff, I really started kind of regretting not playing a bard. Because all my bardic inspirations could have just been legendary weapon wielders. Ooh, the wielders of the legendary weapons.
You have great weapons. Kill them. Dude, on D&D Twitter, you see that guy all the time, but it says intensively bard sexual. And I was like, that was pretty fucking fun. So yeah, he's very wounded. He's not quite good now.
That
He's
was
now.
right? Yeah.
This one went, or no, this one is not gone. He's going now. The one that is near death sees that you are immune to fire. Is so fucked. Why would you only give them fire damage and shocking grasp? That's the most common resistance, man.
Clearly, the mage in charge wants to keep them beneath him, so he has stooges. So he has schooled them in such a way that they are like, yeah, that's good. That's good spell selection.
He looks at how fucked he is. Begins twisting his hands around. Veritas, Credo, Oculos. And as he does, his form begins to shift and move, seeming like blurring in and out of existence. He then moves away. You can make your attack of opportunity, and will have disadvantage. Since you have advantage, it's basically just going to be... Oh wait, no. You already took your attack of opportunity. You haven't gotten a turn yet. Sorry. It moves.
Don't
moves
I get
around.
an attack of opportunity?
You did.
Oh wait, no.
Because
Yeah, that's true. You would get one. But you have disadvantage because he's blurring back and forth.
yeah.
Thoradin recognizes this. This is a spell he has in his spell, but it's blurred.
I do too. What? 15 hit.
15 hits.
No, wait. Sorry. God. It was off by
Yeah.
14. Sorry.
Unfortunately, misses by 1.
Seriously.
Sorry.
You
His 15 hits.
I was off by 1 again.
I know.
Did he attune
You
I did.
slash out. He, unfortunately, is just a little too... You're not used to someone being in, like, drunk vision when you're not drunk. That shouldn't be possible. And it just throws your swing off just enough that you miss. It whistles through the air, and he runs into this room, trying to get away from all the sword wielders right next to him.
Right.
This one doesn't like that.
This isn't.
No, it's a blur. It's a concentration spell as long as you maintain your enemies have disadvantage. It's a neat spell. It's considered inferior to your just doesn't require concentration.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So it's good for people that don't have your...
well, it's useful if, like, when you can only cast second level spells because there's not a whole lot of other concentration spells at that level. By the time you're third level, you probably want to concentrate on fly.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is now Sura's turn, Prentice's turn, now Thoradin's turn. Lonely last Thoradin.
So don't hate that one. I want a
You
green
can move.
flame. I want a green flame.
Oh, you can still need these two.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I'm gonna have to hit the boss, right?
Yeah.
That's my point.
Well, why don't you target her? Then the spot shot boss.
Why don't you want the boss?
He thinks he's more likely to miss the boss, right?
Yeah.
And if he misses, it might further disadvantage anyway. Whereas if he targets a weaker enemy, he at least gets the spot shot stronger enemy. I'm only assuming this because that was your same time where that in that really bad fight in the second dungeon
Forge.
with Thay. Remember, he couldn't hit Warog, so he was hitting the walls with green flame and green flame spot shot.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Okay. That fight was intense.
18?
Hammering down like 6 times.
It's true. What'd you get?
18.
18 hits.
2d8.
3.
So if something's already 2d8, something adds. It's just an extra die.
3d8.
Also
God,
saying smells.
13.
13.
Yeah.
The hammer strikes into her. I roll a d8 plus 5, and that's the difference in this dice to the boss.
8.
8. And he's burned more. Do not go down, but he's not looking good at all. He's looking pretty rough. And it goes back around to his turn. Let's see what he's got in his bag of tricks. Oh, look, again.
Oh look, a bag of tricks. We have one of those.
That's nice.
No.
I just,
Would you?
yeah. That's the thing. Closer. If you're hunting.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Sees that you're all up on him. He encamps in Certus, Polkar, Imperio, and he holds his hand out, and as he does, his hand like grows really big as like a second hand grows out of his hand, growing to at least like a full-size person as he creates a big beast hand, creating a
What?
floating purple glowing energy hand that then attempts to grab and like grapple at Asura.
Freaking Wallmaster
As
Asura.
he casts Bittern's Hand,
What the fuck spell is that?
creates a giant hand that you can hit people with, grapple people with, push people with, and use to block projectiles.
That sounds awesome.
Yes.
It's pretty cool.
You can be that fucking. Oh my god, what's it called? Golden Eye? No, not gold.
Golden Axe.
People were super pissed that he's missed his trophy in Smash because he can.
Isaac.
Isaac, thank you. Golden Sun. You can Golden Sun bitches.
I'm going to.
Can I use the spell magic as a reaction? That's-
Counter spells not the action. On your turn, you can try to spell.
Is this third level spell?
Wizards react. It's a video.
Wizard.
Counter space. It's a video. It's react.
Okay. So he creates the hand and he attempts to push you away from him. So I need you to roll me a strength athletics check. He will also make a strength athletics check, but because you are a medium creature, the hand rolls with advantage. This thing is actually bigger than you, so it's hard to push you off. And that's pretty good enough.
Is it enough?
You got it. He got a 25.
Yeah, 23.
It's close, but you're moved back 5 feet, which allows him to move about 2. Additionally, you were technically in enough of the range to get him. Oh wait, you have an extra turn, so
Yeah.
he goes back.
Close thing.
Okay. And it's now this one's turn.
Gordon.
No, it's this one's turn. Okay, so this one has seen how much shit that fire doesn't work fucking at all.
On
And
Krenna.
it's- on
There's
Krenna.
there's still the dragon.
Now Ashura's next to him. Now, he doesn't know it, but it's not gonna work well on him either. But he's still gonna give it a fucking try. He creates 3 fiery orbs, blasts 3 lines of fire magic.
So if the half fire doesn't apply to the double half.
Well, you can't double it. If you didn't have the magic resistance for fire resistance, it's still apply. Okay, one got a 23, so one is gonna hit. So you can take 2d6.
So it's good if you come across fire damage.
So you take 3 damage as one beam strikes into him, like sizzling against you very slightly as she goes. They are all attempting to run and hide or be split up and make it harder for you to hit them. It's now Squig's turn. So you're in the library. If you peek out, you can't see anyone.
I can't.
No, they're all in different rooms.
I can't even see that guy straight across the hall from me.
Who?
Right.
There are doors.
No, if I were to peek out my...
The doors are shut.
Oh, so you ran through and closed the door. Oh, okay. Where did they go? Because I don't think I saw which rooms they went into. Because I was hiding.
You asked where they went.
Yeah. Which doors did they go through?
All of the ones that are in front of Granna.
One to the side. Oh, two to the side.
Okay.
Well, since
You have the doors in front of Brenda and 2 to the side. This is what they do.
Okay. I guess I'll go for the one to the side that's closest to me. Which is
You're gonna go to?
what's that one?
Oh, I didn't use my counterspell 6.
counterspell. Counterspell.
You can counterspell, couldn't you? Yeah, okay.
So you
They'll open
okay.
the door. What do I
You
see?
see there is one of the apprentices in there cowering under a desk, using it for cover. So, yeah.
I take it you give up?
Never. And they would attack you. It's not their turn yet. They're just taking cover.
Oh, okay. Then firebolt. On the firebolt. One more base shot. Alright. Come on! You fuck you,
Guys.
It was yay! That's locked in. 9.
That misses. Yeah, right, it's your turn. Cool. Because you're going down.
Let's step around the corner. I will kick down the door, shouting, "You can't hide from me!" And I will use the rest of my movement to attack.
Questions!
Presuming he is
Questions!
within.
He's in there.
Presuming he is within sight range.
I know, I'm shouting that in character.
I was gonna say you could have reached maximum intimidation
I
factor
just-
by slowly opening the door and closing it gently behind you.
You get to die, Clem.
I don't know why I don't like that there was that picture there, like they like two killers respond to the same thing. Not for the 4 survivors, when they're being chased by a nurse into a Myers.
My first attack got 25 hits.
So, with your first attack, you touch me. Never mind. Yeah, first attack hits.
And the other attack got 20 hits.
Those both hit. This guy is not shooting for something.
Huh.
I will. Being shouted to. I'm more bloodthirsty and not uncooperative, at least to that degree. So, I will begrudgingly check whatever blow I need to on the off chance that we get to that point. First attack deals 23 damage.
23?
Yeah.
Okay, first attack puts him out. You slash him, falls to his knees. Defeated, unconscious, bleeding. Yeah, enough movement to reach.
Height
One is
squares
15.
up 15. Yeah, you can get to that one.
You can get either.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
This for this.
Not for 15.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you can get this one.
No, no.
And so you got a 20? She attempts to bring up a shield. Attentus! It does not work.
Uh, 27.
Was there? Cut that one down as well.
Did the mage guy have more than 27
Yes,
HP?
he did.
About to ask him about
You're-
so.
Oh.
Oh,
right.
yeah, no, he
Duh.
doesn't.
Sorry. I am
Okay, almost.
Sorry.
I get it.
was trying to know.
Okay, that is your turn, so now it's the sheriff's turn. Wouldn't have one of them. They're dead.
Nice attack.
Right for right, yeah.
You could have. Well, make sure to stick out.
Well, I was.
Have advantage.
Yeah, you did. You gave it.
Oh, that one's blurred.
Oh boy.
Oh, that one was blurred, so you actually did have damage, but it didn't matter.
That one? I thought it was that one.
Me too.
Yeah, it was that one.
I guess
It doesn't really
God,
matter.
Ed, stop trying to.
I'm sorry.
Try.
17.
You're like, you're wrong.
17?
17? A 17 would hit me, brace of shield.
That's fine. 27.
That hits. Shield or no shield.
Please fucking roll good.
Preferably.
17 damage.
Man, why do any of us have shackles?
Good question.
You stab into this one. Falls to the ground.
Dead. I use my remaining.
Thoradin, it's your turn. As far as you know, one enemy remains.
Unless you wanted to. I could have used my remaining movement to get beside you so you get advantage. And cancel out the blur.
Alright.
You mute yourself.
This one's only 2. This one's only 2D. You already gave it as advantage on this.
Yeah, it's
2D8? Because you're not throwing it. So, no. You have blur, so your advantage cancels out as disadvantage. So just one.
yeah, 3 attacks.
No.
I would have
He was wizards.
Not everybody gets 2 attacks, okay?
You're gone with blade dance, but then you can as well. 13? Unfortunately, that's a miss. You swing with whelm, but it hits only wall. It's now.
Let's see, Black Race is used
Yeah.
to shit.
It's 2 dead guys. Black Rays are good to see it, so you're safe for now. Squig, it's your turn.
I walk over next to Thoradin.
Like that?
Offers.
Got it.
Yeah.
Or if we were sending this
You
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Well, we could say
You-
what about
You buddy didn't want to give up? What about you?
Sure. Yes.
That sounds convincing.
Thank you for
than
showing
him,
me
so-
mercy.
You know.
You're so generous.
Okay, he's just upset.
I'll say in character, kill the bastard.
We have questions.
We already
I
left.
have many answers. Yes. Yes, I can be of great help to you.
I don't know, I'm turning around.
He's an apprentice.
Because see, if he's overzealous enough, he'll walk us into a trap that will just get out. Your bloodheadedness techniques.
Can I
He
tell
surrenders, so I guess this.
No fun.
Goes back here. You grab him and his master up and interrogate them. Oh, additionally,
Know that I do so for our mission. No counseling, awesome. Hey, feet.
Alright, you two. Number one answer still on the board. Name your douchebag in charge.
Show me douchebag.
picture of yourself. No, it can't be.
People. I can take a joke. It's good.
I can take exactly one joke.
Damn.
The leader had 2 potions on him, a potion of climbing and a greater healing potion.
Oh.
How interesting.
So, additionally, when you awaken them, what do you say?
What's the lock for?
You ask them what the pillar's for?
Should we do it separately? Well,
Probably. I mean, if you interrogate people, you don't want their friends to be around each other.
So you splitting them up?
I say, well, if Sid's okay,
Yeah.
I'd say I should go with the old man.
Sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's the one with the information.
Alright. Then that leaves us with the young one. I mean, by comparison, I guess.
Look over. Look back.
Okay. You ask the lead guy, I'm assuming, what the pillar does.
Mm-hmm.
He says, the pillar is a healing device. The longer you stay around it, the stronger and more your wounds physically heal.
Did we find a safer insight?
Sure.
Can we check the rest of the cell to make sure there's nothing in here?
We'll get to that in a second.
Ooh, that's a whopping 5.
Sounds legit.
What? Questions?
We just talked about splitting them up and somebody watching the younger guy.
Yeah. Questions. Everyone has questions.
Apparently not.
I don't.
Who's your leader?
Was nobody gonna watch the younger guy?
I'll
I thought the two
I
of
thought
us
when-
were going to, but when you asked the older, I was like, well, maybe it's just me.
Well, I thought when he said it was
Okay.
Usher and
How
Squig.
about instead of thought, what are you doing?
the
I'll
Usher and
watch the
Squig
young
with
guy
the
and
old one.
they can interrogate the old one.
Usher and Squig with the old.
Sure.
Okay. Alright. So you're asking the young guy who your leader is?
Well, I was saying that I like her, but to get people ideas. But I'll ask the apprentice who's his leader for sure.
You have my leader in the other room.
I'm sure you have others.
This
The one who commands this place.
zone.
The leaders in Thay. They command all of us. The most powerful wizards in the land. In the world.
How do we get there?
These are two separate
I
conversations.
know.
We're in
I'm
Thay.
just saying, like, question
Then I
to the people in
will
charge.
say. Will
These
look
are
in his
the
face.
choices.
I will tell him you are pitiful. But I am not above petty anger or vengeance. The more specific you are about the internal leadership of this place, as it would be useful to me, the more I may be persuaded to leave you intact. And I will roll intimidate for funsies. I'm saying it just to say it, but like, while we're here. $11.
Our leader is Elemenster, haven't you heard of him?
Okay, out of character. I'm pretty sure it's not true. In character, and who is this Elemenster? Because that sounds like
Brenna
a
knows who Elemenster
Oh,
is. He's
yeah?
the most famous wizard in the world. The champion of Mistra, and eternal thorn and evil side, and the goodest of the good champions. He is like, he's this world's version of Superman.
Oh.
If Superman were an old wizard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird.
I was saying,
Huh.
Or Gandalf.
I was saying, character, if you know nothing, then what's the
But he
point?
does more than Gandalf.
Yeah,
He's
right.
more active.
Gandalf's
That's why I use
prolific.
Superman, because he's...
I was saying, character, since you know nothing, Brenna, you want to do the honors and put him as ministry?
Right. So he serves super magic soup.
Out of character, I'm not super sure. Okay, I made a threat, but I'm not super sure, so I'm gonna
Inside.
if I could get a moment out of character to like think or whatever.
Okay. I'll get back to you guys. Do you one of you ask him something?
Who reigns over this? The Master's domain.
What was the chamber that we couldn't get to?
A great
Initially?
black dragon. His name is Zordak. Ancient and powerful.
That's on this one.
Well, no. Everything he says, I'd be rolling with insight.
I will also roll insight.
And I believe nothing of this place.
Jesus Christ.
8.
Okay.
13.
Sounds legit to Squig. You don't think there's a dragon.
Wasting our time isn't helping your situation.
I merely answered the questions you asked.
What was the name of the place that we couldn't get to initially?
Temples of Extraction.
How do we get to the Temples of Extraction?
So you want to go to the Predator Pools. Inside, you'll find a bloody altar surrounded by water. Dive to the deepest part. Under there, they'll find a rock. The teleportation circle is there.
15 on insight.
Yes, no way, that's true.
Yeah, okay.
He's fucking with you.
Well, I mean, I guess he doesn't want to cooperate. We could always toss him over to the holder of Black Razor.
Yeah,
His eyes squints notably as you say Black Razor, but he doesn't say anything.
Well, I mean,
doesn't seem to care to do that much for his soul. Alright.
It doesn't matter what you do with me. You will not escape this place, and when my real master has Black Razor, I will be free. And you will have sealed this world's fate. Under the boot heel of Thay, as all things should be.
at least now we know that we're in the right place. For real.
Alright.
Hey, we didn't just come here. We were just pulled out of a goddamn town.
So,
I guess we're done here.
okay, you bring them back to Grenna. Do you guys have any other questions for them before they get back?
I think guys did.
It seems like a lot of these
No,
guys are
despite-
hardcore.
Despite obviously not wanting to kind of execute him anyway, it's kind of a rock in a hard place.
27 hit points if you have less than that. Do you execute the other guy they bring to you? Because they bring it back for you to do it. Or at the very least, Squig seems to want you to do it.
I was literally throwing that out there for intimidation factors. Like, wait, Black Ranger. I heard of
Well,
Black
then
Ranger.
if you guys are going to kill him, that's
Well,
fine. I was just asking.
Only if it like brings him to say something, but if not, then whatever, I guess.
Maybe
Yeah,
you.
so are you bringing him back to Grenna or not?
Yeah. See
Okay.
if he'll say anything
Do
else.
you kill him?
Were you?
Well,
Don't have
well,
to.
we don't have to. If you don't want to, I don't know. If you don't want to.
Grenna doesn't have to kill him. I was just thinking that maybe if us dragging him over to Grenna would make him spill something, but I guess not.
He doesn't seem to.
I tire of killing these people after sparing them. I'm not going to spare more people if this questioning continues to be fruitless.
I agree.
I was of the mind people would be a little bit more willing to speak due to your company.
This one I agree. Let's just come on.
The at least higher level wizard says, "Your words are wasted upon us. We are all of one mind, one purpose."
You think that? How do you think we got here?
I don't know what poisoned words you say, but hurry up and finish me. I'm tired of this.
I'll put in character. Don't speak.
When your blade is joined with my master, I will find a more glorious purpose than I ever had as flesh. Do it!
Okay, yeah, these are
I
Kool-Aid
was
people.
going to, I just didn't want to interrupt.
Okay, sorry.
I will execute him.
Sit.
Tell
You're
you, do not bring me your dirty work again.
You hit points go up to, I think it was like 60. Sorry, I have to double check.
Are you sure that's a lot of health?
So much you know.
I had a character, obviously, yes.
Your temp hit points go up to 66. This is what you have. Okay. So, then you guys check out the room. I think that's what you were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside the room, there are. What look like a nice set of quarters, which contain a nice bed, a footlocker, and a desk. Do you search the room?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
We searching every
when
room.
the room is searched, okay, you find a rolled up scroll.
Do you want?
Sorry, you find 7 rolled up scrolls and a purple and black, like tome with a tongue and a nail driven through it on the cover of the book.
Arcana.
You don't even need to roll Arcana. This is a tome of distilled tongue. The thing you did research about.
Okay. Oh shit.
One of your master's enemies was here. Because these are their tomes. I mean, you know that the Thay are the one who made them.
What do you want to do with it?
Additionally, there are 2 cells that don't really have anything inside of it. Or sorry, there are multiple cells that don't really have anything inside of it. So there are only really 3 cells with something inside of it. The one where you found the book. And then 2 rooms that are libraries. The rest of them are more or less empty. However, you can search the library trying to find out anything about this place. But I will note, it'll take an hour.
What about the scrolls?
The scrolls. One appears to have something written on it that is not magical. The other 6 are magic scrolls.
Do you don't see that too often? Pick up a scroll. This is a normal scroll, dog. Somebody written some shit
A
here.
scroll of detect magic a scroll of identify, a scroll of remove curse, a scroll of fireball, a scroll of magic missile, and a scroll of shatter.
All at the level that they're normally.
Yeah, all at the normal level.
Can I
Additionally,
virtual cast detect magic if anyone has no problem with that?
sure. You mean ritual cast detect magic or ritual cast identify?
Detect magic.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
The tome is magical. The one with the creepy tome on it.
Cool. If you do that, that's about 10
Additionally, all the
minutes.
spell scrolls are magical. While he's doing that
The
and
library
possibly
might.
identifying stuff, two people can set. You can check out the libraries while taking a short rest if you'd like.
Do we have time?
It's up to you. Do you think you can afford an hour? Because that's what it's going to take to comb through the libraries for stuff.
I don't think we've done anything to set up any alarms yet.
I haven't lost that
So
much.
this is fun. That's awesome.
I'm missing. I'm almost half.
I'm down.
Well, if you want the information from the libraries, you're going to need to. The short rest is just a bonus on top of that.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it, if only by the logic that it's close to the beginning, so we can probably afford to take time here the most. Plus, who knows what kind of information the library could have that could be useful.
Can I test out if they were telling the truth
I
about that
also said that
statue?
the stone,
That
the statue stone is a healing stone if we stay around it long enough.
You can, but first what happens... Hold on, let me... double check something real quick.
Although, out of character, I don't think it is. I think it is some fucking hypnotizing fucking stone of like,
Well, you
monolith.
could always ritual cast identify on the pillar if you'd like.
Well,
To
if I
figure out.
notice it's magical, yeah.
Oh yeah, the pillar is definitely magical. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. The pillar is magical, the book is magical, blah. During the short rest, you can identify both the book and the thing if you want to.
I'm cool with the library. Because I'm
Okay.
looking for information
So-
as well.
When you guys check out the libraries, you figure out some information. The first of which is that
Plus, will probably have you do a sweep of the room just to make sure you know the books are.
there is a book in there that talks about some of the uses of the different sections of the Doom Vault, and you find a bit of information specifically about the Master's Domain. In it, you discover that, although normally used for the binding of undead and creation of specters, inside this place, necromancy can be reshaped, reformed to restore someone to life in a more permanent sense that necromancy normally isn't able to. At least that's some of the experiments going around here. So someone can be resurrected, like actual resurrected, with necromancy here, although it doesn't give any more specifics other than that. The scroll that you guys found that didn't have anything magical written on it at all is an order of execution of people who have betrayed the Red Wizards and oppose and were found guilty of the crime of opposing Sazaztan, were to be executed in the Temples of Despair, which is in the Master's Domain. So you know this place is partially used, or there's a place in here known as the Temple of Despair that is used to execute dissidents or people who oppose the Master.
Or
Don't even think about joining Skype.
Now, in that book
Or
that you were
find
reading that
allies.
talks about different parts of the Doom Vault that can be useful, the Abyssal Prisons, there's an area known as the Maze of Undoing. It has no easy exit, but fiends that can climb are said to have somehow escaped the magic that binds people within. So it's possible to use climbing to get out of some sort of maze.
that's
Oh.
why everyone seems to have potions of climbing.
Hey, if you get caught in there, fucking here it is.
You
Alright,
know that within the Forest of Slaughter, the most cunning of hunters seek to steal glyph keys to escape. And that they specifically have warning and instructions on to keep your guard up at all times, because there are a bunch of creatures and they're looking to get out and will specifically try to steal your key to escape.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it appears as if not everything in the Forest of Slaughter wants to be there.
Interesting.
You also know, it's written,
More possible.
double underlined, that in the Golem Laboratory, no one is to walk under the glowing green archway. It doesn't say why, but it says fucking don't. And that's all the information you find in the library, plus the little snippet that you got from the skull.
Never walk under the glowing archway. Rule number 2.
Never! Oh my god. So, that is what you find here. You additionally take a short rest if any of you would like to burn some hit points.
Yes.
Burn some hit dice to get hit points back. I know you're at full because...
So this does heal, though. So we could, like...
No, when you cast your Identify, you find out 2 things. The first, that book is something called a Tome of the Stilled Tongue, which I will go over the specifics in a second. You also know that the pillar is not used to heal people. What it does is that if you spend enough time near the pillar, and enough time you're imagining being over the course of like a couple weeks, that's probably why they have cells with like beds around it, is that it not only makes you better at fighting, but subtly like brainwashes you to be like a Thay diehard.
Oh.
So this is some sort of brainwash. This is like a weird. It's a Tyler Durden in like a thing.
Okay.
It turns you into a cultist.
Okay.
So
Fucking diehards.
So interrogating's
probably
useless.
well, maybe
I mean,
the person who brought you here wasn't affected by it, so maybe it's not all Thay. That being said, if they seem uncooperative, there's probably a good reason. They're probably hypnotized.
Yeah.
We should break this stone. We should destroy this thing.
We
It's
can.
gonna be hard. It's gonna be really goddamn hard.
Why
Is it on anything?
It's a giant stone pillar, and you're gonna have to do a bunch of damage to it to break it, and it's magic. Magic.
Shadow Spike.
Don't you have to attune to it?
I would.
Reach into it.
Okay, well then you have
If
to
someone
spend-
has a free attune slot, they could use it, though.
It's
No
you
one has
still have to
attune.
take the hour to attune to it.
Okay. Then I guess it's not really worth doing.
I would prefer we simply break this place.
That's kind of what we were tasked with.
True.
Walk up to the dungeon.
Alright.
I must break you.
Dungeon Crusher!
I see you all restore hit points. We're all good on that? Okay.
I spent 2.
Though I am
and
Remember, you can
suspicious.
restore some spell slots with the short rest
Yeah.
if you like. You can get. I think you can restore 5, so you can restore one of your third if you'd like,
Yeah.
and then keep the other 2 for later. You don't have to spend all your restorations right now.
Though I am suspicious of the wizard that called us here.
How many do I
How many hit dice do you have? You should have 10
Oh yeah, I assume that was
D10
cluster
hit
completely.
dice. You can spend up to 5 in a single short rest.
This
And
place
on
doesn't
each hit
look like a
dice you
good
roll,
place.
your D10 and add your con
So-
modifier to each one.
She tries to.
So if you roll 2d10, it's 2d10 plus 4. If you roll 3, it's 3d10 plus 6. So on and so forth.
It would not surprise me if the wizard had her own politics.
have? I'll do.
Probably. Most high
I'll do
level
3d10.
magic users
Okay.
usually have their
Roll
hands
3d10 plus 6.
in something, in my experience.
Oh,
If you're so smart that I can trust nothing will take you by surprise. I'm
Aren't you spending 3?
Merely
Yeah.
green.
What are you all doing? Now, there are a couple ways you can get out of here. None of which thankfully involve Mr. Wilson. So
That
That's
mage
good.
guy didn't have a stone, did he?
there are 2 doors, one to the north and one to the west. And what were you saying? Sorry.
The mage guy didn't have a stone armor.
I don't think so.
Key.
Huh.
Nope, he did not have a stone on him.
Let's just continue on, clear out this place. And neither of those were the way we came in?
I'm sure he'll answer, but I don't think so. We were launched over here, and I think he's talking about these 2 doors.
Oh, for some reason I thought the one to the my right was another cell.
Yeah, that one.
So there's a white gate in here that can take you directly to the Hall of Obedience. Additionally, there are 2 doors. If you would like to go to the Hall of Obedience, if that sounds like a fun time.
This sounds like come back to this later type of thing.
So, where do you go?
And by later, I mean probably never.
I'd rather hit the left mundane door.
Left mundane door.
Door.
What'd you get on your lockpicking?
That would be a 33.
I think you got in. You good?
Was there a lock on this door?
Yeah, there was.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it though? Was it really?
Doors surround a central courtyard here, creating the sense of a monastic sanctuary. Each of the glowing silver pillars that support the ceiling has a set of chains and manacles fastened to it. Thayans hang from 4 of the pillars, their seemingly dead eyes open wide as if in a state of intense focus.
Guys.
It's like, right.
Yeah. You cast guidance. What do the rest of you do?
Seeing that, I think
Additionally, like in the other room, there are a bunch of cells around the room.
Tap Granite's
1, 2,
leg
3,
and give
4,
her
5,
guidance
6,
as well.
7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 cells in the room as well, in addition to the pillars that the dead Thayans are seemingly attached to.
I'm thinking about sneaking around and going through those cells, looking into one.
They're dead, but they're looking
Nice.
at us.
It's what it looks like, yeah. Or it looks like, no, their eyes are open and looks like in a state of intense focus, but they seem dead. So, yeah.
I thought maybe they were undead of some kind. Which I guess they still could be. But there's nobody like patrolling or anything in here?
Nope. There's no one patrolling in here.
So does it look similar to hibernating poison that we have from the tomb?
Well, you'd have to go closer to really check it out.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I think I'm good. Tell your brothers to check out the cell, see what's in them.
Okay. So you're gonna go around the cells.
Yeah.
All right, we'll stop.
What am I talking about? That's not fucking see. That was a 15?
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably still worked. Let's see.
16, because I forgot the +1 for proficiency. Dumb. And the ring of protection only adds to saves.
Saves and armor class, yeah. Of course. Okay. So looking in the first cell, you see a man wearing very simple red robes. He appears to be Thayan, reading from a book. Additionally, in the room is a woman wearing much nicer robes, like the lead guy you talked to in the other room, who's on a cot, who looks to be like only half awake, like she's in the process of falling asleep. And you sneak away from that door and look at another one. It looks like there are 2 more apprentices in another cell. The rest of the cells appear to be mostly empty and just, full of like footlockers and beds, but nothing of really any interest.
Everything we have seen has been.
Oh, sorry, but there are 2 more. But there's another cell that has 4 Thane warriors, swords, shields, chainmail with the robes over them.
Okay. So I'm also making sure every. Well, I assume these aren't prison cells.
They're not. They're called cells, but they're basically been repurposed to be rooms.
Oh. So I'm just double checking. Every Thayan we have seen has been human, bald, very pale.
With runes, yeah. No facial hair.
But they've all been human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems to be.
Okay.
none seem to have noticed her.
4 warriors. That one.
3 apprentices. And
3 apprentices and 1 maybe more than an apprentice. Maybe.
Seems so.
I could try to distract them by using the eye on attuned it because I am dumb! Damn it, how does this? No, wait. Yes.
Okay.
Damn it.
What do?
I received plenty of pressure on attunement. From myself, even.
That's true.
This would be perfect
I got,
for it!
I got all mean about it.
Um,
It sucks.
try to make a situation when you have used it.
The one of what?
No, because I don't have the hat of disguise tuned
Oh, yeah,
because
this-
of
this would
pressure
be-
for other people.
This would be a great use of the hat of disguise. It's true.
Yeah, it would.
Well, you've been fighting mostly straightforward combat dungeons. You didn't expect to be like, all right, now you need to Metal Gear some shit. Hope you didn't take off your shape-shifting item.
Just Squig, sneak that shit.
And even then,
Man, fuck you guys.
fighting stuff straightforward has worked out fine.
Yeah, say that
So
to
we
him,
can
so-
try to pick
I
one
know you will.
and try and take
You'll say that like with 1 leg and like 5 hit points. It's worked out great. Fuck you.
I'll love it. I'll love it.
This is the best.
we can try and pick out one group to take them out before the other group knows what's happening.
That's true.
We could also try and distract one group to pull them away into an ambush, which
What was that noise?
would have a chance of alerting the other group, but
It's a good plan.
had less of a chance of them raising an alarm immediately.
I like the first more than I like the second.
Are you in agreement with
Try it.
Brenna, or is that a generic?
The I'm not listening.
I was listening and I found out of it. I remember the second one
And
was
it's
ambush.
Squig is
and
offering
then the first
2
one-
options. The
Yeah.
first one is to just jump
Sure.
one of the groups in
Yeah.
their room to try to take them by surprise. His other option was try to like Metal Gear distract and lure some of them into an ambush away from the others.
Yeah.
Although that has the risk of setting more of them off if they, you know,
Mm.
are like, hey everyone. And Grenna wants to go with the first one, probably because it's more direct and there is a decent chance they'll warn the others. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's up to you. Anyway, what do you think?
Both are good.
Which is gooder?
Well, I'm gonna base my idea out of character on that our rolls have not been that great.
The first one.
So maybe we should take the straightforward option.
Yeah, first one.
Alright, you guys want to do the first one?
Which
That
one?
will require a stealth check from each of you on ambushing a room.
Which one do we want to go for? Wizards, casters, or warriors?
Well, there are 2 sets of casters. There's one with a lead caster who's half asleep and another like apprentice. There's one with 2 apprentices and the one with 4 warriors. Which one do you want to ambush?
2 apprentices, apprentice, and master of the warriors.
Probably the weaker group, or the not as melee group first, because we could theoretically take them out faster.
Well, there are 2 groups like that. Which one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
One group has 2 apprentices. One
Master
has
apprentice is what I will throw in.
one has a master apprentice.
let's go for the 2.
There's
So,
2
one-
casters that have 2.
The master apprentice.
Okay.
So master apprentice, master apprentice,
Sure.
master apprentice. All right. Give me stealth checks, everyone. Group stealth check.
All right.
This would be really great if Carac was here with Pass Without Trace on.
Oh boy, yeah.
That'd be
Fucking amazing.
Great if I could use that 20.
No, well, it is what it is. Did you guidance people beforehand?
I would have guidance myself.
I still have guidance
Well-
on myself, but I'm not going to use it until
Oh
I'm
no, I had
sure.
already guidance Grenna.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. So you can add a D4 to that. Additionally, you can also add half your proficiency to it from your natural athlete, since it is a dexterity check.
Or you can use it for initiative if you want to. That's still
But anyway, what'd y'all get?
8.
8,
24.
9,
mm-hmm.
24. What are you gonna get?
I'm looking forward to got 20 something.
Okay.
Maybe since
I'm just gonna say
maybe since
24.
it's group, it'll help.
It is. It just barely worked. Technically, 2 of you succeeded, 2 of you failed. Their perception is not that high. The fact that 2 of you got below 10 is sad. But anyway, you sneak up, you bust into the room. I'm gonna roll initiative, although 6 of them will have the surprise condition, and that they won't be able to go this turn because you're currently... Actually, all of them will have the surprise condition, is basically how it's gonna function. So... It's 25 to 20.
No.
Not the right one. That's not the right one either. What the fuck were you doing? Oh, 29. I was like, this isn't correct. Okay, sorry. 25 to 20? No one? Okay, I should check if any of these got right. No, 19 to 15?
Yes.
What'd you get?
17.
17? Okay.
Oh, you rolled all these guys out ahead of time because there's so many fucking rooms and enemies. That makes sense.
You just noticed that?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna start doing it normally because I think this is a faster way to do initiative. But then when I realized I'd have to do it for every room because you could go in any fucking order, I was like, this is a bad time to switch to this kind of fucking initiative. So I've literally rolled, over the course of like 6 hours, hundreds of initiatives.
At least you're prepared.
Yeah, well, anyway. And that way I can just write it down this way, so I don't have to keep looking around the sheet being like, who's going over there? Which is how I was doing it before. Okay, 15, or sorry, 16. Uh, 15 to 10? Or 14 to 10? What'd you get?
10.
Dope. Also, I was wrong about something, which I can go over. There's actually only 1 apprentice. There are 6 warriors, but 2 of them were in a different room.
Oh.
So, it wasn't bad.
So, a room with 4 warriors, a room with 2 warriors, and 2 casters.
I wanted a shot at a master. That's why I picked this one. Sucks.
And Squig, you got 10?
Yeah.
Okay, 9 to 5?
That's me.
What you guys got?
5.
5, 9. Okay.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
And then...
Please be patient. We are autism.
It's going to point it out.
Yeah, I rolled a 3. I rolled the D4, got a 1 on that. I had 1 in initiative. Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, and then Thoradin.
It's essentially the same fucking roll I had fucking last time.
Sometimes it happens.
Nice.
And I did the D4 as well with that. Last time I got 2.
Okay, Asura goes
No,
first, and start rolling out your attack. I'll just say they're within range as I'm setting up the bird.
Surprise
Yeah, you
action
busted.
means
It means, yes, on this one, because they haven't had a turn yet. Right now, all your enemies have a surprise condition. It means their first turn will automatically be skipped, and until they get their first turn, attacks against them have advantage. Additionally, if any of you were assassins, your attacks will be automatically advanced.
can I try to move that into the midst of them? 2
Of the 2 of them,
of the group
there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them.
of 2 people.
Yeah.
Between them.
I'll do that in a second.
Or flank them. Either or. I'll move flank. Even though I already have reach, but you know what I mean. Okay. I got a 24 to hit on the other one, or first one, and a crit on the second one.
thing.
Oh, does that mean it takes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you move up, attack the master. What damage you get?
First attack was 18. Second attack was a crit, also 18. Wait, no.
So
Second one was crit with
Plus an extra 30 for you, which is half for itself.
So
30. Second attack was 67.
Your first attack slashes into you. Second attack is a big surge of necrotic energy. This wave takes their life, and you hear like a I can't whistle, but there's like a large whistling sound that sounds like a narwhal about to breach. You know how how there's that whistle that comes out of the water. It sounds like that. I might be thinking of a whale. Either way, there's like a whistle of a giant creature's about to breach, but in this case, it's your fucking stabby blade piercing
The ocean of her back.
ocean of her defenses in her bed. She is mad dead.
even though she has 50% persistence. Oblivion.
It is now Asura's turn. So this guy's turn skip, this guy's turn skip. Squig!
Holy shit, a lot of them go first. Or before us.
None of us rolled
Most of you rolled really bad except Asura. Sorry. That's how it happens sometimes.
that sucks.
Is it 50%?
I don't know. Who you fire on?
The only other person in the room. Besides Richard. That'll be just one. That'll be. Nate.
I believe I busted out a chain lightning. Did no damage. It's really a bummer.
That is only because of us.
Yeah, because of Asura.
14 damage.
That works.
I feel it.
Kind of wish I had done legions on here. Can you imagine how they would go right now? I'll turn this around.
Definitely.
Anyway, besides the point, how much would you get to hit?
14.
Misses. Sorry.
That's alright.
Did you roll with advantage?
Yes.
Oh, that's a bummer.
6 and 8. But then,
So yeah.
not for him, from the other people, go into the room, hide under that net.
Grab it's your turn. Their lives. That's the best. Kill them all. Anyway, which one?
I got a critical hit. 32 damage.
Anyway, when
Their head is cut off.
Yeah.
You kick that door in. Make your
And
attacks.
that check got a 23.
Rabbits.
I was gonna say when I said the I was gonna ask
Anyways.
I'm not for the second one, honestly.
This one was 26 damage.
Correct. 26 damage, you said?
Yes.
I just hope it's actually scary.
The second one? Yeah, the first one was pretty good.
I mean, it had some scary parts, but it wasn't really that scary.
We are
My free attack got a
so
Fortunately, that's a miss.
that's the thing. The older people get, the little harder people are to scare.
I don't know. It was better in the theater. When I watched it again, at home, I was like, "Ooh."
Well, yeah, because you saw it already. The scary game isn't scary the second one. Like,
Okay.
how
So,
bad is Dead Space? Your 5th run through.
There's a scary part of the game that spooks me every time.
Tell you, if I play Squig,
Marsh and Green Barriers. I was like, what? It never scared me. But your dick is small. Really?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Not very fun.
What? Are you talking about the fucking Overlook Hotel?
Yeah. It's scary to me every time. You're like, you never scared me. Your dick is small.
I didn't say that.
Also, don't tell anybody else.
Whoa, hey there, Tinker. Did you hear Mario thinks your dick is small?
Anyway, so it is.
George Street.
Hold on. No,
Thoradin,
not.
it's your turn.
I'll go and do something.
My name is Copperdown. Anyways.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're fine.
And,
He is not going to see something again from this.
also, I gotta say, if I play strong after this one,
If we all die.
or we beat it and use it to snap and run it, so later on, I'm probably gonna be scared for that character. So next character, I gotta. No, I'm pretty sure I hit. 24.
24 hits. We will not should be.
I got 2. This bird. Alright. 3. 9 damage.
9 damage? Okay.
14. Yeah.
Your green flame blade strikes into 14 damage. Wounding further. Additionally, roll a d8 plus 5 for this one.
13 attack. What?
That's fine. I roll a d8 plus 5 for the slash damage.
Well, that was like the because the first one was because I rolled 3 and got the 9 because I got 2 and 1 and I rolled 6 and then
Oh.
14 was the average slash. Sorry.
Okay. Now it goes back around to Asura's turn.
Can I move into zone?
Yeah. Not like that. No. You're like this.
I attack.
Okay, twice.
I can hit.
That hits.
23 hit.
That also hits.
I have 1 and a 2.
20 damage. 60 damage.
Your first slash, or stab, takes care of the first time you move in. How much is the second one, sorry?
60.
Your second stabs into the other one, wounding him, bringing down, and it is now that one's turn, funnily enough. It turns out and swings at you. Let's see, so here we go.
You know one thing that I missed, unfortunately? This is a good opportunity to say Spartan.
It's fast. It's fast. Hard ass. What? That vine is great.
I wish.
Small fries. I don't remember the others.
Yeah, neither did I.
Sorry, what's your arm class? 22. He actually manages to hit with his first attack for 7 damage. And then he gets a second attack, which you catch with wave and push back.
none of their turns because they're all surprised.
A whole turn has gone past. That's surprising.
Has it?
Yeah.
I went twice.
What?
This guy runs up and
I've
attacks.
gone once.
Yeah, because you haven't had your second turn yet.
Why does he get 2?
Because he went first. What the fuck are you talking about, Ed?
WTB.
This guy runs out and attacks you twice with his long sword.
WTB. Oh, sure.
One hits, catching you in like the neck area for 11. Slashing at you for 11.
Not bad.
Come on. You started it. Finish it.
Again, not bad.
Nope.
No, that's legitimate too. That's fine. The guy who tries to hit him up, remember? He tries to fall in the fucking convenience store. My neck! My back!
God, it's been
My neck
so
and
long.
my back! They seem to be trained specifically to fight together, as in they're now fighting better. Unfortunately, still. Oh, but he does manage to hit you with one of his attacks dealing 7. So one hits you for 11, the other hits you for 7. What? Shield? I find misses in your big,
Smelly dude.
big smelly willy. Squig, it's your turn.
Does hiding do anything if I hit successfully and come out and attack now?
Unless
That
you're
is
about. You can't re-give them surprise the fight's already started.
Okay.
If you were a rogue, you get sneak attack. Yeah, that's also part of it.
Take it back to the store.
I will pop out of that room and cast Anti-Splash on the one in front of Thoradin.
Okay. Splashing on the Thord. I know you slash.
I'm sorry.
For your attacks.
That
I know how to surprise them again.
Do
I
they make saves?
am forgetting because I did not surprise him. I need to look.
No,
So I'm pretty sure it's a
right,
basic
bro.
spell, isn't it?
And then when they turn their backs, we attack them. How could you?
I'll try to get back on Barry.
For
You took the most sacred of its
What?
uses.
It's the level times 2. So
Yeah.
once there, you say or take 2d6 plus 5 acid damage. Because you're.
No, this is not from the wand. The wand is fire.
Okay.
And only the wand gets.
What's your save?
That is a 16.
Alright, they both fail, so they both take the rest of 2d6.
6.
So they each take 6 acid damage. Yeah, burned. Now Greta's turn.
Neat. My first attack. God, pounce.
Are you sure you wouldn't like the way?
Oh. Shut the fuck up.
Don't worry about
Sorry,
it.
what's
He's
the
still
hit?
asleep. This first attack is a critical. For 36.
You run him for. You can reach any of them at this point. So it's whoever you want to take your extra attacks on.
Shots. 14. One of them being is 23 shots. There's also
16 is what you got. Yes.
the second attack is in 15 for 2 victims. Or third, rather. This one's 26 damage.
26. Okay. You slash into that one. Is that your turn? Okay, it is now. This one moves out and attacks you. And hits you for 11, and then attacks you again. Missing. As you bring your blade around to block the second one, toss it away with the black laser. It is now.
I'll keep going for the first.
I was gonna say. I didn't know crack sold for 15 gold. Man, I didn't think he was that cheap.
So
that's Thoradin's double life. I thought.
This is a different character.
Yeah.
So Thoradin, it's your turn.
Okay.
And the last one goes.
Right. With
Okay. Are you Thoradin? If you were throwing at point blank, then you can. It just means you would have rolled one dice instead of two, because you would have disadvantage if you count to the die. But you can throw point blank if you want to.
I don't get that.
No, you do get the extra damage dice. You just wouldn't have had damage.
You roll one die, you get 3 damage dice.
I prefer I would roll 2. So.
Okay. I'm just saying for the future, if you really want that extra damage dice.
5 damage
5 damage?
on this one. Splash one. That is 10 damage.
Okay. The damage hits, splashes to the other. This one comes up, attacks Grim. Hitting for 11. And then hitting for 7. Slashing across the back twice. Now. Back on to a short turn. It's locked in deadly combat. Deadly mortal combat.
What's Mortal Kombat not deadly? No?
No, because that's part of the wall. So if you want to get here. Well, no, you can shove by this way. And if you want to get shove by that way.
First 30. And this crit. 31 crit on the second one. So first one deals 19.
I'm pretty sure it's half as 30. It's not.
That second attack, that's 26 damage.
How much?
26.
56 damage.
2 stabs, bring it down. Stabbing once in the chest, and then again you hear a crashing, flip it to like overhand. You hear a crashing of the waves. You slam it down like through his throat from the back as he falls to the ground, dead. It is now this guy here's turn. He's not looking too hot. He swings out at Thoradin. Turn across. And this is. And then he hits for 11. One blade slash against your shield, one hits you for 11 damage. And it's now. This one's done. Attacks you once. So your AC is 21.
Miss attack.
Missing.
Miss.
And hitting for 11. And it is now Squig's turn.
Shatter. Yeah, I can hit everyone on the board. How hurt are those two that are right next to each other?
These two?
Yes.
One is extremely hurt, one's fairly hurt.
Hit them. Do you have a line?
No. Acid splash, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Firebolt, since it'll do more damage, you most likely take out one of them. I'll go for the. Yeah. Take them out.
16 is the target.
16. You're 16?
Okay.
So.
2d10 plus 1. So you're fucking.
Taking my dice.
Kids.
$17 damage.
Firebolt strikes into him, falls to the ground, burns, cindered, defeated. Gwen, it's your turn.
And it needs to learn things. This attack costs 23. It's
easier if you just think of them as it's easier down.
and then we'll take 20 moves.
Okay.
For this first. 30 damage. That's the first attack. It had 30 health. Pushing that attack.
Yeah, keep going. I said okay. I thought you were only damage for the second time.
Yeah, but I thought 30 damage would have killed that one.
He was at full health.
So. And so he's 20.
God, I'm sorry you're not fucking one-shotting everyone. Jesus Christ.
See that? I was only person in space right now. Like 27 damage. That's all.
That was the early days. The very boring days. Not once in time. Over the second attack does take them down.
Yes. Fuck your soul. That one was 25 to hit. For 26 damage.
The last one is very wounded. He's not quite out. And it becomes Thoradin's turn. There's one lonely warrior.
I'll throw since I don't have this.
You have. Ah.
Come on.
Hits.
8 damage.
Damage. You throw well. It strikes into him, breaking his neck. Well returns to Heron and says, that's how it's done, lad. He is defeated. Amongst
Quite well.
the group of them, you find a couple things. The first of which is that you find that one of them, specifically the leader, had a potion of flying.
How neat.
And most of these cells are empty, but since your detect magic is still up, you know that the pillars are in fact magical.
Same.
Oh, the ones that the guys are tied to.
I wonder if it's the same mind control-y thing.
Yeah, the one that they're tied to. You don't know if it's the same unless you take the time to identify, but that's up to you.
They
Was
were
identify
prisoners.
as the same school?
No, different school.
So it might be different. But
Additionally, Walden tells you, "Aye, lad, secret door around here." And he leads you into this chamber. There's a secret door. It's a little impress that you press and pull open, and there's another black gate.
Cool.
You don't have a keystone.
You do not.
None of them have one?
Well, you don't have a keystone that leads to another
Yeah,
zone. I don't
we
think.
need
You don't
a
have one, yeah.
black one that leads to a specific zone. Like we have a
No,
black
you
one.
need
for
a. No, the stones are different. They're all the same stones. It's just think of it as like in a modern stealth game, how you'll have one key card that you need to like update with new like codes,
Uh-huh.
but it's all one thing. That's how theirs work.
Like higher level
You can
security.
add more attunements to the same.
So,
all the
okay,
stones are the same, but not all of them.
So
are
if somebody
attuned
has
differently.
a stone that leads to a different area, we can just take our black stone
and copy it over, yeah.
Okay. Got it.
but that would get rid of the one that was on that stone.
No, it just becomes.
You can
an
go
all-
around collecting them all on one stone.
It slowly becomes like a master key of sorts.
But I was also thinking of like if we had multiple, like say one for each of us as a just in case, and
Yeah,
they
you can
all-
probably do that too.
All of us have one, so and then we just keep copying them over.
So yeah. Now out of this room, there are a door to the north, a door to the south. There is the secret thing that leads to the black gate. Additionally, there is a white gate in this room. Yeah.
Which direction did the doors that you said they go?
North and south.
North. And neither of those are going to the game.
Well,
Sure.
depending on which way you want to go, that is going to have to wait till next week. I hope you enjoyed the session as much as I did, if not more. I've been Mario Vilas, your illustrious Dungeon Master. You can find more of me at Lights Camera Initiative on Twitter, where I speak for some of the people some of the time. Additionally, you can find me on Thursdays on the Tainted Lands channel, on the playing Luca, a priest. It's pretty cool. We just maybe joined like the Hobgoblin Mafia / Revolutionary Army. I don't really know what's happening, but it's crazy. Anywho, that was me. David, where can they find you? What do you got going on?
I'm artist David Harper on Instagram and Twitter. I'm working on a few things. The most notable being I'm putting out a small game where you run from zombies and people yell at you. By the time this video comes out, there should be a link down below to a version of that you can try for free if you're so inclined.
All right, cool. Now the rest of the three of you don't have social medias, but is there anything you want to tell the people?
Cool session.
Yeah. No. Not really. Just yeah.
Also, cantrips are interesting, but also not.
You have 3 potions of Hill Giant Strength. If you're going to be using them, you should pump those out. They last forever.
Yeah, I could do
Pump your strength up if you're going to be throwing that hammer around. Do more damage.
it. Yeah.
Anyway, besides the point, that was us. David, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jeff, say goodbye.
Bye.
Ed, say goodbye.
Dick.
Sid, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye!